Spooky.
Spooky Halloween. Welcome to the town of Kirkmore. Kirkmore is a small town surrounded by farmlands, the rolling hills around it, and it's become kind of a common way stop for travelers and adventurers coming along the coastway. It's a little further inland, but if you go up to the highest hill, you can almost see the waters off in the distance. And, small but busy. Think kind of like a stop off of the 5 in California. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, but there's people around, there's things. Inns, taverns, mostly, places to stop over for a night. And of course, there is a local station of the Adventuring Guild, where adventurers can stop by to pick up mail, get new jobs, and drop off their reports about what they've recently been up to. And that is where we will begin today's adventure, is outside this post, where CH-4RL-1 has arrived for his work shift, only to find that the door is currently closed, and there's a little note pinned to it that says, "Back in 10 minutes. Please introduce and describe yourself, sir."
Yeah. So CH-4RL-1 is an automaton, a warforged, and right now just has no seeming like packs of gear upon them, but they also have on their side a little pouch that seems to carry an urn, and they have a very broad shoulder, and their head really doesn't have more of a neck. It's more kind of sunken into the very large shoulder mantelpiece, I guess, of their body, and they're more of a stocky character. And as they see the note on the door, they just go, Marigold, I'm here for my work shift. Hello? And then they just stand there waiting at the door.
And this is the sight that greets Vlad as he approaches. Is this it's a very tiny little, almost like a kiosk or a hut, with a automaton standing at the door as you roll up. Introduce yourself, Vlad. Tell us what we see as you come to drop off your report.
Yeah, and you'll see a really, really tall humanoid being, very pale, but jet black hair and these piercing gray eyes, and he flashes a large smile, and the teeth look maybe a little bit sharp, and he's outside, but is there the guild is inside, or is there just a drop off in the?
No, it's a small space. Think almost like one of those small post office or UPS stops where there is a place to go inside. There's an overhang. It's evening, so there's a little light out, but it's not too bright. But you could easily get under the overhang into the shade if you wanted.
Yeah. So he will kind of walk past the automaton, doesn't really register as a being, and just walk into the space and say, "Hello!"
Slam into the door because it's locked.
Colleagues, your totally normal human coworker Vlad is back from adventure. Turn in report now, colleagues.
Unfortunately, Marigold Stoppard will not be here for another 7 minutes and 23 seconds.
And like Vlad is just like looking at this automaton, you talk.
Yes, as do you.
Well, that is true. Well, I have report. I am back from battling Disco Demon. You know, he is a... Okay, but not really dead, after fighting back and forth and doing lots of damage. Turns out he's a nice guy. So, we talk it through, and he promised not to wreak so much havoc in nightclub in Kirkwood. In fact, he wants to open his own nightclub. Will take over nightclub from owner that he killed. But support small business, am I right?
That is right. We must support our small businesses, very much like this small business, for it employs me for right now.
Yes.
In the
Oh,
midst-
but look. Only 2 civilian deaths. Big improvement for Vlad.
And it is at this moment that Atwood walks up just in time to see and hear this very strange pale person talking about civilian death count. Atwood,
Superb.
describe yourself and tell us what we see.
Atwood walks up. She is a long-tooth shifter. She's got on a little bit of her work uniform right now. She is an employee at the Witchlight Carnival, which I guess is in town right now. And
Shockingly enough, yes.
Yes, she's got a cat over her shoulder, a very bright yellow cat. You may or may not think it might be kind of spray painted yellow for effect. Who knows? Very grumpy, very scraggly. Got a little rat tail poking out of his mouth. Atwood, she's got on under her uniform, she's got some symbols and stuff, a lot of animal decor going on her things. She's fairly recently picked up the whole druidy thing. We'll see how it goes for her. Yeah, so she's walking up to this thing and is probably a little bit surprised to hear about murders or whatever.
Yeah, you walk up. These 2 characters are talking outside the door of the Adventuring Guild where you need to drop off your report, but it looks like it's closed.
Is this... She gonna... Oh, 10 minutes. But do we know how long it's been? And she kind of gives Vlad a once over eye. Is that soon? 10 minutes or a whole 10 minutes?
From my arrival, it has been only 4 minutes and 27 seconds. She will be arriving in 5 minutes and 30, 29, 28, 27.
They have fancy clock now here.
Huh. What a way to keep the time. That must be new. Guys, just turning in reports. She holds up her little scroll or whatever. Eh? You?
No, I
Yes.
work here. I am doing repairs on the outer doors.
Oh.
Well, if you're doing repairs, maybe you can unlock door and we can go wait inside.
Mm-hmm.
Well, currently I am waiting for Marigold to let me in so I can begin my shift.
I mean, your shift's begun. We should probably get inside and just slip these in the old inbox. Yeah?
As you
That
guys
is
are,
not part of my directive.
and as you guys are discussing directives and ways to get inside, we have yet another person with a report to drop off walking up to join this merry band. Tazertane, introduce yourself. What do we see approaching?
Approaching is a very well-dressed elf with pointy ears, a tanned skin, and rich complexion, unlike the pale Vlad. Green flowing velvety robes, no armor to be seen, no weapons to be seen. And he approaches and it looks like there's a party. I hope there's cocktails. Really, does anyone have any cocktails? I could use one after the mission that I was on. Anyone?
Perhaps
Atwood
we have
pulls a
some
little flask out.
Oh.
A little. It's not a cocktail. It was
May
made in
I?
a bathtub. Go for it. Yeah,
Okay,
put a little hair on your chest.
Yes. I think it's already there. Wow. Hello. No,
Aha,
really.
I get it now. 'Cause hair on elves' chest does not exist. Ha 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 ha.
It is joke robot in addition to clock robot.
My creator said that sometimes pointing out the obvious is a form of humor.
It certainly
Very.
can be.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And
So
with
is
that,
is
elucidating
the
the mark.
door locked?
Unfortunately, but Marigold should be back in about 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
Oh, very well.
And with that elucidation on the nature of jokes, we meet the final member of this strange group. As Gus, you approach to drop off your report, and you see this little cluster of people standing outside the door. Introduce yourself. Who do we see walking up to join the fray?
Yeah, Gus is a 6 foot, pretty average looking human with a monocle that like is just a little bit too big for his eye. And so he kind of has to walk with a tilt so that it looks like it fits in place. And he's not walking so much as he is kind of like dancing and whistling up to the door with his hands in his pocket. And then he's kind of walking and he just boom, and he trips over his feet and falls over, picks himself up, dusts himself, and in front of him sees this group and is like,
Hello, we just all saw that.
greetings.
Are you okay, my good man?
And he points to him, and his inner dialogue is just like, wow, everyone here is very, yeah, never mind. And he just puts his head down, and the monocle falls off of his face, and he just reaches right for the doorknob and boom, walks right into the door, and then turns and is now faced with the social interaction that he doesn't want to have. Hello.
That was embarrassing.
Aha!
You-
Aha!
Are you okay?
It's, it's only embarrassing if I'm embarrassed. I'm fine. I feel great. I'm great. Are you great? How are you guys? That's good.
You seem
You
to have
seem
ended
nervous.
the conversation by yourself.
He holds up his report. I caught the guy. Did you catch your guy? Your maybe elf, dwarf, robot?
Kobold, actually.
Ah.
Very interesting story. The strangest of missions. I was there to midwife a kobold birth.
Whoa.
It worked. Odd. I really have no experience doing any of that stuff, so it just happened.
That's
Very good.
exciting.
And Gus reaches for the door handle again, but this time without running into it. He just keeps kind of turning it like, oh my God, get me out of here. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Clock robot, how much time we have left?
We have about 1 minute and 30 seconds. But sir, your face should have seen the note, but you got in very close. I am not sure whether you saw it when you hit your face against the door.
Robots,
But
not
Marigold,
everyone
you-
can read. Hey, embarrassed man, can you read?
Again, he holds up his report. Well, I can write the report, and I can read the report, and I can read the note. Oh, she'll be back in 10 minutes. Okay, I'll be back in.
It's not useful note if you don't know what time she put it up there, though.
It's
But the
a
robot
very
knows.
big hole in her plan, for sure.
Yeah,
As-
we're kind of running
ahead.
on the assumption that 10 minutes. You know what? Never mind.
As you guys are realizing that you don't really have a benchmark for this 10 minutes, you see one other figure sort of start to approach the building. It's a tall, very young looking elven woman, sort of pale with long robes, like an acolyte or a scholar, maybe. And she sort of starts to approach and sees all of you, and her eyes just get very big, and she sort of stops about 10 feet away and just kind of like scans you all like she's not sure
Would she?
what to do.
Would we recognize who this is?
No, none of you have ever seen her before.
Okay. Hello, are you here to drop off report too?
Me? No,
Yep.
no. Oh, no. I'm not an adventurer. No. I was hoping to post for a job actually, but looks like I should come back. Is there something going on here? I've never seen this many people outside the building before.
Seems they have staff cuts, and so Marigold's at lunch, and we are waiting for her to return.
Oh, that's not helpful, I suppose. Maybe I should just come back later.
Well, Robot is employee too.
Oh, well, maybe you could help me then. I'm hoping to find some adventurers who could take on a job. I'm not really I've never really done this before, so I'm not really sure how to go about it. It's a bit peculiar.
And then CH-4RL-1 will look at the 4 people around him and be like, these 4 appear to be adventurers. It may be unofficial, but would you like to employ them?
Well, if you're interested, I don't. Are you turning in jobs, or are you getting them, or?
We all just get back from adventure. We had to turn in report, but then yes, we can take on new adventure.
Oh well. I suppose if you'd be interested, I'd certainly appreciate the help.
But we turn in report. Hey, Robot, you fixed door, right?
Well, I was fixing door.
Okay, and then Vlad is going to take out his crowbar and try to open the office so that he can return his report. He's very serious about bureaucracy. He needs to return.
Good sir. One moment. You know what? I have a way with doorknobs. So if you don't mind, I'll take a gander at it. And I will attempt to pick.
Yep,
the lock.
Okay. Please give me a sleight of hand check.
But Vlad is just in the background with his crowbar ready.
23.
Well, yeah, I guess that'll do it. Yeah, with great ease and deftness, you pick this incredibly simple and not very secure lock. The door just creaks open.
Robots, you're not doing a good job. The lock was so easy to pick.
I do not repair locks. I am more of a carpentry bot. The door was unfortunately broken into at one point. By brute force.
That's not very secure then, is it?
It is not, but that is not my problem.
No, of course not.
Well, Vlad is just gonna push through the door.
Yeah, inside, it's a very small room. There's a desk. There's a bunch of stacks of like inbox, outbox trays. There's a bulletin board that has some calendars and some pamphlets tacked up to it. Everything is kind of set up like it's somebody maybe just stepped away from the desk for a moment. Nothing looks out of place, so.
Yeah, Vlad will stride up to the desk, grab a Post-it, write Marigold, look, only 2 civilian deaths this time. And then put a happy face. And then put in the inbox.
Yep.
Did Vlad narrate that again?
Yes.
Atwood is like, why is that like that's really a thing for you, isn't it?
I'm on a improvement plan and I made goal.
Oh, congratulations. That's always good. Always got to keep in line with HR in these places.
Yes. Well, I better get me some human coffee now after that long adventure. And then while the rest of the people are returning the reports, Vlad will walk over to the coffee maker, hoping there's coffee, and he'll make a big show of pouring a cup of coffee. Yeah, so tired after a long adventure, and then wait till no one's looking, and then pour the coffee in the plant and take a flask out and pour some other liquid in there. Yeah, cup of Joe, so good.
Vlad, you say? Was the coffee warm?
It's yes.
Actually, but was it?
The coffee in the pot was sitting on the burner. It's like the half pot sitting on the like warmer, so it was
Cool.
warmish.
So, it hasn't been days since this note was posted.
No.
Okay.
Gus puts his report in the box, and in a way that can only be described as attempting to be smooth, turns and leans on the desk and says to, I don't think we got her name.
Did not.
Okay. Well, looks towards our potential employer.
So you
and
see that
says-
she has not entered the building. So you can like look at, she's like standing at like the bottom of the steps of the little like porchlet or whatever, just kind of watching you guys as you all go in and turn in your reports.
In that case, he'll turn and like look as though he's about to speak to her, and then notice that she's not there, and will quickly like jaunt over to the door and offer his arm to walk her inside.
You're inviting her in, so courteous of you.
She sort of like looks at you, and her eyes again, just like dinner plate huge, and she's just like, I'll just wait out here. It seems very crowded in there. I don't really like small.
Are you sure
places.
there's coffee, right, Vlad? Coffee?
I'm fine. Really, I'll just wait out here.
There's some I can Atwood like reaches over the desk and is like scrolling around for some like generic contract paperwork or something like that. Like if you come inside, like we can start writing up a document.
I think maybe I'd better not. I should probably just I've tried posting this job before. It hasn't really taken, so I was sort of just no one wants this job.
If you try have baby, this guy just was midwife.
Yeah.
I wasn't planning to have a baby anytime soon.
Look, I mean, not to say that I am desperate, but I did just midwife a kobold birth. So I'm pretty much up for anything.
I thought they laid eggs. That's
Yeah,
very disturbing.
Yes, I had to sit on the egg for a while, and
Wow.
You seem very dedicated to your work. That's an excellent quality for an adventurer.
Thank you. Yeah, we would love to hear about whatever this is you need done.
It's maybe this is silly. Maybe I should. I've tried to talk to the guild, and I've tried to talk to the city guards, and I've talked to everyone, and nobody seems to take this seriously or want to help. And I thought maybe if I just found some adventurers who needed a job, then we could kind of sort of go outside the contract. I know it's not the proper way to do things, but I'm getting a bit desperate here.
CH4, can you close your ears, your audio receptacle for a moment?
At which point you just hear
what was
that?
Think he make joke again.
Yes. The 15% that the guild takes, maybe it would be off the books, okay.
I mean, I don't
Atwood
want
throws contract paper away.
You can see she is still like hovering like right at the bottom step, like not wanting to come all the way up to the building, but she looks maybe like a hair more relaxed. Just like, oh well, I mean, I really don't want to get anyone in trouble. We wouldn't have to tell anyone about this, and I just, it's my brother. He's missing, and I'm starting to get terribly worried that something has happened.
How long has he been gone?
Too long. We were only supposed to be here for one night. Maybe I should back up. I'm sorry. I've done this so many times. I'm just we've been traveling together. He came to pick me up from school and was supposed to deliver me home to my parents, and we were, sort of sightseeing our way down the coast, and we got here, and the big attraction around here, of course, is the Cathedral, and Tristram was very interested in seeing it, and I wasn't, so he dropped me off at the hotel and never came back.
Gong, 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 gong.
is he actually repairing it, or is he causing the damage then fixing it? I can't quite tell.
We're not sure either.
No.
But
Right.
tell us about your brother. Is he an adventurer of sorts, or does he just like to visit cathedrals?
He's more of a scholar, really, and his well, he studies all kinds of things. He's very smart, but his sort of hobby is ghosts and the paranormal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I meet ghosts. They nice guys.
Are they? Oh, well, that's good.
Well, not
No.
all. Some not nice guys, and then they might cause brothers death, perhaps, and then maybe he join them.
See, this is exactly why I'm starting to get very worried, because again, we were supposed to spend one night here. We're only about a 10-day from home, and if he was going to abandon me, he would.
Ma'am, I'm sure there's just been some sort of misunderstanding. I'm sorry. What's your name?
Sorry, I'm Gisela.
Gisela.
Yes.
It's lovely to meet you. My name is Atwood.
Yeah,
What's your
I'm
brother's
Vlad.
name?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we could do that. We could do that. Yeah, that Vlad.
I'm Vlad, totally normal human adventurer.
Of course. Yes. Atwood, Vlad.
Tazertain de Farland.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes. Of the Defar. That's from the north.
Yes. We're mostly actors and entertainers, and of course, exiters.
Yes, of course. I haven't really heard about the last one, but I've heard the name before. That's wonderful. And you, sir?
Gus Detect, prestigious detective and ghost catcher.
Oh, wonderful. Then perhaps you're just the person.
That's
the
so
job.
convenient for this adventure.
It truly is. The last adventurers I talked to just had a lot of armor and seemed very angry all the time.
And that is a joke/clock robot.
Hello, I am Unit CH-4RL-1.
Perhaps
says
we
he's
can
good
call
with
him
doors.
Charlie.
Right.
Charlie.
How do you get that?
Charlie. Ha 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 ha. I am now human. I am Charlie. Charlie. Ha 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 ha. Humans. Shall I put organic matter into my face hole? Ha 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 ha. I am human. I am Charlie. Ha 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 ha.
Like I said, joke robot. So useful.
Yes. One of my schoolmates was studying to be an artificer and specialized in voice boxes for automatons. Fascinating work. Well, if you think you might be willing to help me, I that would be wonderful. I can't really leave without knowing what happened to him, and I'd really like to get home, but I can't go without him. You see, it's
Okay, yes, we find brother, but I ask you, it's not mystery where you actually kill brother, right?
Oh God, no! No! I would never kill my brother. No! Absolutely not.
But maybe you turned into a werewolf and then killed your brother and then didn't remember.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with werewolves.
At the mention of werewolves, Vlad will just instinctively step back, just a step.
I mean, yes.
Atwood, very, very fluffy kind of lady, just puffs up a little bit, like, you got a problem?
I am not a dog
no
person.
problem. I've just heard stories of werewolves.
As far as I am aware, I'm not a werewolf.
No, she's good.
You see at this point, she seeming increasingly more agitated and kind of keeps glancing around and is fiddling with this big old chonky looking locket thing that she's got. And is just, kind of just in that fidget toy sort of way, and just seems very nervous as she's darting her eyes to all of you. Okay,
You look nervous.
well, yes, you all look rather intimidating.
this
And-
point, CH-4RL-1, I am completed with my door. We'll walk over to Gisela and like, they're 6'4", so they look over Gisela. I hear you have employment.
Yes. She like
How much?
takes like a big, like full stride step back from you to like
Just like keeps following.
just that's the other sort of complication is Tristram handles all the money, so I'm also sort of stranded here until he, because I don't have anything. I can
So you're asking us to take the job on good faith?
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to a church, so good faith is
Oh, see,
I think
he
it's
does jokes too. Very good.
appropriate. Yes.
How much?
Joke
could you
robot, you're gonna be
possibly-
out of a job soon.
Why would
You know
I
what?
be out
I
of a
cannot
job?
tell the time, so.
I finished my door.
I'm sure that we could reward you handsomely if you can find my brother, or at least find out what happened to him, so that I can get out of here.
Would you be able to help get passage to the east?
Well, we're going in sort of a southwestern direction, but I'm sure we could pay for passage.
Where is the nearest beach?
Directly to the west of us, I think, about 600 miles.
600 miles. How much would that cost?
I don't know. Depends on how you're traveling, carriage or train or on foot or hiring a horse or any of those sorts of things.
Very well. If you are able to provide payment, that will help me get west towards the beach. I will take this job.
All right. Yes, we can certainly arrange for that. Get you to the beach.
Good. I want to get away to the beach and have a fun time.
I'm told that the beach is an excellent place to do that.
Okay, here, I'll make new contract. Gisela promises joke robot, nervous man, fancy man, furry, and totally normal.
This is the most amazing party for a party that did not coordinate their
Yeah, no,
builds
we
at
didn't.
all. It's very good.
A totally normal human that you pay equivalent of passage to beach for 5 after we find Bruck dead or alive.
Yes, no, absolutely, dead or alive.
Okay. So Vlad writes out this, handwrites his contract.
Vlad, you may want to add undead there as well. You never know. I mean,
Oh,
That's true.
it's, yeah.
Do you know anything
I
about
don't know much
the
about
undead?
undead. No, I don't know mostly about living, as I am living human, totally normal human.
You are a living human, just as I am human, like Charlie. Ha ha ha! I will now put water into my face hole.
Is that a
Is that good for you?
idea?
Yeah. Does he start like sparking?
Passing out.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw. This is D&D. We've got dice.
We're down to party member. and we haven't
17.
left the office.
Apparently your creator did build in sort of like a storage vessel that functions through where your mouth would be, so it does allow you to create a facsimile of eating and drinking without a problem.
It's terrifying.
I told you it's a horror game, right?
It's like a wineskin, you know.
Do not
You
worry.
just turn
If
the
you
spigot
need
at the other end.
hydration later, ask me, and I will be able to provide.
Spigot.
As you all are horrified at the thought of what this warforged anatomy must be like, you see Gisela, who is like much more rapidly sort of like, again, kind of spinning and playing with this locket. It's just like, Wonderful. So we have an agreement then. Then you'll go look for Tristram, and when you find out what's happened to him, then I'll get you passage to the beach, and we can all go to where we need to go. Yes.
Hey, what is in Locket?
It's a, and she sort of like holds it up so you can see. It's a very nice, probably not expensive locket, but very, delicately engraved with these sort of intertwined branch motif or whatever. It was a gift from my mother. That's all. It's just
is brother inside so we know what brother looks like?
And she cracks it open and you see pictures, and it's two elves. One clearly looks like it's probably a slightly younger Gisela. And the other one is a very similar looking, but slightly more masculine featured elf. Again, fairly pale hair, sharp cheekbones. Like, yup, that's some high elves there. But you get a good look at the two portraits in this thing.
Okay. What is brother's name?
Tristram.
Sounds so familiar.
Does it? If you've ever, he's studied at a good many universities. If you've ever performed at one of those, maybe you've met him before. I don't know.
Potentially, yes. That's anyway. Why don't we take off and head out?
Yes. So he was of course going to visit the haunted cathedral, the sort of showcase of the it's I think it's up the hill that way. I don't really care for ghosts. It's not really my thing.
Are you going to join us on this, or you?
Oh no! I'm terrified. Okay. That's why I needed some brave, strong adventurers to go try to help.
Well, you certainly have adventurers.
Yes.
And a carpenter.
And a carpenter who tells jokes.
He also tells time.
Oh, that's very useful.
Okay. Everyone,
like to know the time?
Outside. Let's scoot outside, everyone.
You guys have all just been like kind of clustered, half in the building, half on the porch this whole time. Gisela just sort of like, right, well, wonderful. I thank you so much. I guess we'll just sort of meet up back here. I think would probably be best. You'll have to. Well, I guess you won't have to turn in a report since we're doing this off the books. But we all know what this is, and that makes the most sense. Yes.
Well,
yes.
How will you know when we are done? Should we just come find you?
Yeah, we can send word to your hotel.
I mean, I'll sort of just be around. I usually spend most of my time sort of just wandering around looking for someone to help me. So I'll find a. There's got to be a coffee shop or something, right? I could just go sit in the coffee shop and wait for you all. They've got all night. There's a was it Sir Daniel's the all night eatery? I could sit over there and.
Oh yeah, one of my regulars. I always love having coffee.
Yes, coffee. It's wonderful. It keeps you awake. I'm not supposed to have it. It apparently makes my anxiety worse.
I bet, babe. Yeah, why don't you go find a coffee? We are going to be probably a while, so maybe get a book. Something.
Yes, books. I could study. That would be an excellent use of my time.
Great. Don't read about ghosts or anything. Just stick to
No.
You know, I don't know what you're into. Read about some plants or something.
I do like plants. Plants are wonderful and not terrifying, like ghosts and specters and skeletons and zombies and things like that.
There are some man-eaters, but you know what? We're going to go ahead and head out to that church. We will get back to you as soon as possible.
Thank you so much. You don't know how much I appreciate this. I'll just go. I'll go find a book. I'll go find a bookstore and then I'll find a coffee or something and maybe some herbal tea. That might be a good idea. Herbal tea. Yes. And she just sort of like watching you all, kind of does like the backwards sideways, like kind of and just kind of skitters until she sort of gets around the side of the building and then just sort of like disappears around the side of the building.
I say 50-50 she murdered brother, but we get paid if he's dead, so.
She is going to have a full nervous breakdown before we even get back.
I'm gonna have a full nervous breakdown before we even get there.
Okay, so Haunted Cathedral.
Wait,
I'm gonna
I
lock the door
forget.
behind
Gus,
us.
detect. Didn't you say you were a ghost detective?
Yeah, only in that the last job I was on was a ghost.
Wait, you ghost? Detective?
No, the boy that the
Totally
young
normal
man
human.
I caught was a ghost. Well, he wasn't a ghost. He was pretending to be a ghost. Well, he's a young wizard with mage hand and prestidigitation and a bed sheet.
Oh, yeah.
And so he was a ghost.
Yeah, we've used
stealing
that
people's
kind of
money.
stuff down at the
Oh,
carnival.
yes.
Can be very
Okay,
spooky.
well, we better get going because heads up for team. I do have slight sensitivity to sunlight. So, ideal we get this done at night.
It is about 6:30 p.m. right now. So
Is the sun set?
it's
What's better
behind the
time?
hills. So
Okay.
still a little light out, but not full, just that getting into that gloaming time of the evening, if you will.
Yeah, so that's slight sensitivity. Also, in case we do stop for bites, I do have minor allergy to garlic, like total normal human allergies, not like vampire thing or what? I don't even know what a vampire is. What is it?
Gus
Did not
rushes
hear
up
me
to
say
Vlad
vampire.
and puts his monocle to his face and gets very close. He goes, "Yeah, I have a garlic allergy too, actually."
See, totally normal. Okay, Haunted Cathedral.
Are you going to be, you're not like, say, allergic to cathedrals or anything, right?
I will maybe, I will be in charge of looking on outside, perhaps.
Thresholds are okay, not okay.
I will.
Sacred grounds.
It depends which cathedral this is for.
Fair enough.
Yeah. CH-4RL-1, you are a little bit familiar with the Haunted Cathedral. You know it's probably like the only thing in this town that counts as a tourist attraction. So you also know where it is because it is one of the most common places where people ask for directions to.
And to that, CH-4RL-1, seeing that the party has like gotten their bearings, is just going to start walking off into a northwestern direction without talking. Just like.
Hey, compass robot too. Let's go follow. Hopefully he's not going to beach.
He's going to be very handy in the weirdest of ways.
Andy, at which point, CH-4RL-1's hand just like flips from one hand to a hammer. Ha 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 ha. Get it? It is a hand, but now it is a hammer. And it is back to hand. Ha 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 ha. Hey Vlad, just realized, if brother is alive or dead, if you kill it, it will still be 1, and you will have another improvement over 2.
Oh, well, yeah, quota is actually for civilian that I cause death. So, yes, true, I might cause his death. That is true, yes.
And there may be many civilians up there, so,
It is unfortunately a ruined cathedral. It is a tourist attraction in which people go to find the haunted things.
They go, but they come back usually, right? Seeing as it continues to be a tourist attraction. They like go and then they return, usually.
Yeah, otherwise who
Right.
writes Yelp review?
Yep.
Anyway, there is only one person who lives up there. His name is Roshan. He is the groundskeeper. He is a bit weird.
Okay,
Weird
let's
is
go,
part of
let's
the job.
go.
sounds like he'll fit right in.
And you all make your way up
Yeah, is
toward
he like running now?
hills. He just swings his arms like
Is
that
he
no
doing
matter
like
what pace
the
he's going.
Olympic speed walking?
That stuff is hard, yo.
Uh-huh.
Can't let both feet get up above the ground.
Yep.
Yeah, otherwise, it's running.
Well, you all make your way at a reasonable pace out of the kind of town proper and up over the crest of the gentle rolling hills to the location of this cathedral. It's sort of, set up and inside these little foothills on its own space. And as you crest up and over the hill, you can see sprawled out in front of you, off in the distance, a massive graveyard, as one would expect at a cathedral. Lots of smaller headstones, a few of the kind of larger sort of above ground, like small mausoleum sorts of things, nothing too huge, nothing crazy. Off to the sort of southwest corner, as you're approaching from the south here, you can see a pretty shitty looking rundown hovel with a light kind of flickering inside, maybe a candle or a lantern. And then beyond that, you see the grand, impressive facade of the cathedral and its adjoining grounds. The cathedral proper is sort of to the left as you're looking, or to the west. Big, crazy Gothic spires sticking up, or what's left of them. You can also see places where like the roof has kind of caved in, and there's a spot that's kind of got like almost like caution tape sort of covering like a big old like hole that's sort of filled with rubble, like maybe something collapsed. And then running along next to it, you see the sort of gated walls of the cloister that end in this other big building. And you can kind of see that there's like the second story of another building a little bit beyond, as this area kind of next to the cathedral adjoins it and is essentially like the monastery that was once attached to this building. Everybody go ahead and give me a perception check. This is D&D and I should make people roll things at some point.
Nice.
16.
Vlad got 18.
30-20.
Crit fail.
Woo!
10.
Well, Atwood, you're very distracted because your cat has just is doing that cat thing where like all the hair is starting to stand up, and so the nails are also like going into your shoulders. So you're a little bit like trying to calm.
No. Lemon, stop it.
Yeah, trying to calm the increasingly annoyed cat. But Tazwitane, Roboboy, and Vlad, you guys all are able to spot kind of like something is moving amongst the tombstones. And you said a dirty 20, Thomas? You are able to pick out a little bit clearer. Maybe it's you looked with your special elven eyes, and so something just kind of that it looks like it's just a dude with like a shovel, or maybe like a ground hoe.
I mean, everyone does gardening at this time of night, I'm sure. There's a gardener over there, everyone.
That must be groundskeeper. Robot, your friend.
I am not his friend. He is a weird guy.
Oh,
But you know him at least? You might be able to make an introduction.
I can attempt to. Sure. And CH-4L-1 will just walk towards the shadowy figure.
Beeline for this figure. You start bopping up toward this figure, and as you get about like 15 feet away or whatever, this man like turns and whirls, and he like flips his ground hoe up so that it's like the tool end is up at the top, almost like he's getting ready to use it like a quarterstaff. He's just like, "Oi! Oh, geez. What's the robot doing up here, yeah?"
Hello. You are Roshan, yes?
Yeah, that's my name. Don't wear it out.
The head just like pivots in an unnatural fashion to everybody else. It is the groundskeeper. No need for alarm. So, have you seen a slightly tall-ish
I see a lot of kids coming up here to try to get into the ruins when they're not supposed to be, eh?
He's not that young.
You said he was an elf, right? Does it matter then?
That is true. Another
It sounds
elf
like
joke. 2 in 1 day.
It sounds like he was up here maybe for more academic purposes.
Yeah,
Kind
that's
of.
what they all say. Everybody traipsing up here, trumping through my graveyard, trying to like sneak into the closed down cathedral. A bunch of kids daring each other to go touch the door, or touch the icon, or whatever.
I'm sorry, you said an icon. What is that?
Well, usually it's like a holy image or something. There's a whole bunch of them. It's a cathedral.
Yeah. Why would you not want people to enjoy the cathedral and bask in its glory?
At night, in a place where like the ceiling could come down on them at any minute.
It seems like a win-win.
What kind of church you go to?
Ooh.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you want to take the risk, I think that the risk is all yours for the taking.
You know, people who mess with the spirits are more likely to join them than to find them.
Tragically, we might be here to mess with those spirits a little bit. We're just looking for this guy. He's been missing for a while. Has anything been weird around here lately? Like,
Depends on your definition of weird. There's always like strange noises coming from under the ground. There's loud sounds, rattling chains and shit.
Is there sound of like a high elf man screaming like he might be dying or dead?
I do occasionally hear like the screams of the damned. I couldn't tell you if it was an elf or something else, but there's some screaming that happens. Lots of skittering noises, wailing.
has there been any broken parts, like a window that isn't typically broken, or a door hinge that's ajar or anything like that?
He sort of looks at you, looks back at this like crumbling cathedral that's right there.
That isn't usually ajar.
Look, kids, I'm not gonna stop you if you want to go mess around or something. Just, you're taking your life into your own hands. I just take care of the graves, right?
Vlad,
So
we have an
are there-
official contract, do we not? Show him the official contract.
Oh yes. Here, contract with Gisela and us 5.
Uh-huh. Great.
Here,
Well-
robots, are you good? You can draw a picture of High Elf Man.
I will do my best, and I will attempt to draw the picture of High Elf Man.
Well, I thought like you might be like a printer, like.
Give me a performance check with disadvantage to try to replicate his drawing.
Not too bad. An 11.
It kind of looks like a dude.
As you can
Could
see
kind
here,
of be any dude.
I'm
Okay,
just
wait,
gonna
I
draw,
help,
like,
I
some
help,
very
and
pointy
then-
ears.
Yeah, exactly.
The groundskeeper just kind of looks at it again, kind of looks back at you guys. I might be in punked. Is that what's happening? Is this the new dare? Instead of go and touch the door, it's go and harass the groundskeeper? Is that the new game that everybody's playing or something?
Gus pops out from behind Charlie and it's like, as honorable members of the Adventurers Guild, I request that you guide us into the cathedral. And tries to look as serious as possible.
Give me either a persuasion or an intimidation check.
Oh, persuasion time, baby. 19.
Oh, never mind.
He looks and goes, okay, that's the scariest dude I've seen in a while, and if he wants to go in, then you're clearly up to something. So, look, I don't go in the cathedral. It's dangerous, but I'll go unlock the gate to to the garth and you can go in, look at the garden or something.
Excellent.
That'll do.
He sort of...
No, let's go look for some footprints and see what we find.
Yeah, okay. He leads you up, winding through the gravestones up to the wall of the section that is next to the cathedral, and goes up to this very rusty looking gate that's got the classic, like, the gate is fully rusted, but the chain with the padlock holding it shut looks a little bit newer, because clearly the actual gate lock no longer works. Fishes out like a huge old ring of keys, pops the padlock, pulls the chain off. The gate immediately just on its own swings open. He just goes, "Welcome to the cloister."
Oh, low budget. Only one cloister, not cloisters.
Well, I mean,
the church, they went through some rough times.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? This place has been abandoned longer than I've been alive, so...
That has been a very long time, for you appear to be quite old for a human.
I'm 47. What are you saying?
Ha ha, 47. So old.
Yeah. You might want to start digging your own grave, man.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do it for you. If you go in, you go in, but I'm not gonna be held responsible for any dumb shit you touch that, causes you a problem, okay? So, like, use discretion, be careful, and don't forget your 4 S's.
Oh,
What is
excuse
that?
me.
You're ghost hunters, right? That's what this whole shit is about? Your 4 S's.
What-
Salt, silver,
what-
sage, and scripture.
Oh,
I have
beans.
silver ring right here. I keep it on me at all times.
Gus, is that the proper 4 S's? For you are the expert ghost hunter.
I may have oversold how many ghosts I've caught. Wait, no. I told you the story. I've only caught 1 ghost.
Yes, he is ghost detective, not ghosts detective.
Wow, 1 whole ghost. Clearly, your storied career is only a matter of time before it reaches our poor town, so that we may be availed of your great wisdom.
Look, Roshan, we're
Hey.
just looking for a dude. We're not
Fifth-
looking for ghosts.
5th S is sarcasm.
Yes,
don't get it.
Stabs right through the heart of the ghost.
Okay.
No, that's vampires.
No, we don't stab in hearts, okay? And then I think Vlad is just going to
What?
walk. Wait, we're walking into the grounds, right? Not into the building itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you can see as you've kind of walked up and right out this gate is that there's basically like this enclosed kind of garden that's like, think like a central courtyard that's surrounded
Okay.
by this wall. And as you kind of step up, you can see that you guys are coming from the south. So the east and north sections are partially wall, but also seem to have a lot of these outbuildings that you can get into from this centralized area. And then the west wall is the wall of the cathedral that this all butts up next to.
Okay. So Vlad will at least walk through the gates to get into this courtyard area.
Yeah, and you walk into a very lovely little garden. It's we're in the deepening part of twilight because it took you a little bit of time to get here, but there's still just enough sort of ambient light and some starlight starting to come out, and you can see there's a big tree, there's some nicely trimmed little hedgerows, there's like a little herb garden over off to the side. It's very lovely.
Okay.
Roshan, you take very good care of this garden,
It's what I do. I'm a gardener.
and I am a carpenter.
Now we just need the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker, and we'll be all set to go, yeah?
Perhaps a mason as well. Oof.
Look, you want to foot the bill to get this place repaired, more power to you, but so far nobody's wanted to bother because they think it's too expensive, and also it's haunted.
Do you happen to know what the lore is around the haunting? What's supposedly in there?
Whole bunch of ghosts.
Like ghosts of priests, ghosts of nuns, ghosts of a bunch of kids, ghosts of.
Beats me. I don't
They
go
used
in
it
there.
as a field hospital one time. I mean, there's got to be a story. This is.
I
You've
mean,
been around long enough to hear the tales, right?
honestly, not a whole lot of tales. You would think there would be, but not so much. There's, again, lots of weird noises. Sometimes things fly off the shelves. Lots of weird, like, cat things showing up, which is very annoying. They wreck the gardens all the time. No, not like that. Like, that's like a cat. I'm talking like cat things. You know,
I'm
you get me?
not
Like,
quite sure what the difference is.
well, like it's a cat, but like it's not a cat. But it's a cat. Get me?
Like werecats.
No, like the cats are everywhere. That's what I just said. There's cats in like all the buildings, and then they wreck the garden. That's where the cats are.
So cats.
But they're not cats.
Oh, it's not those Jellicle cats, right?
Oh man, when they bust into song. I gotta tell you, they bring in the crowds though.
Okay, we're gonna move on. So
on.
there's critters. And you know, your normal stuff, you know, your bats, your rats, your spiders, you know, that kind of stuff. And then there's some screaming, there's some crying, there's a lot of like chanting that happens and whatever. Sometimes some clanking, rattling, skittering noises. That might also be the spiders, not gonna lie.
Okay.
It's okay if there are spiders. Are they good spiders or bad spiders?
What is your definition of good and bad when it comes to spiders?
So a good spider would be one that eats insects and small bugs.
They
a
do
bad spider
that.
would be ones that eat humans or
They might also
human-like.
do that.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Okay.
So we look around now.
Great.
Yeah, knock yourselves out. Hopefully not literally, because if you do go unconscious, I'm not coming to get you.
Okay.
You wouldn't happen to be a cleric by any chance, would you?
Why are you asking? Is
What?
one of you's not a cleric?
Oh,
didn't really
we
take a
certainly we are.
poll.
Yes, of course.
I mean, this guy just delivered a baby. That's close.
Oh, so you're a doctor. Great.
Okay.
That building's the infirmary if you want to go poke around. I don't know what's in there, so, you know, be careful.
Okay, yeah. Haunted infirmary, never scary.
Mm-mm.
Thomas, give me a perception check.
Ooh, 19.
19.
Okay.
You do, as you're listening to this guy fully just razz you as much as humanly possible, you ask him that question, he kind of, you know, why are you asking? You do see that this dude who is in, like, just ratty dirt-covered clothes does have a very brightly polished chain of something that's, like, on his neck that's tucked into his shirt. Can't see what exactly it is, but it sticks out in contrast to everything else that is just shades of brown.
Okay. So if we do run into trouble, we run out to you.
Or away from me, just away from the building,
Right. Okay.
generally, is the... I mean, if you can get out at that point, so...
Okay, yeah. Let's go look
Seasoned
around.
adventurers, huh? Lots of experience and such, I can tell.
I'm a carpenter.
Look, you want to come with us?
Me? I absolutely do not. I told you, I don't go in the cathedral.
All right, then you can leave the critiques back with your rose bushes.
They are myrtle bushes, thank you very much.
Sorry, I'm new.
Okay,
You'll
so
catch on.
we go look for a scream, spider, scared,
Sarcasm. Whoa, what is that accent? Excuse me. Sarcasm.
Oh, he learned impersonation now.
Yeah.
Roshan's
new
accent was
talent.
not the accent he was supposed to have either, so we're just rolling with it.
Okay.
Jensen's?
Okay, forest, and we look around now. Okay. Vlad just wants to look around. What's the nearest door to?
So as you guys come through this gate and you're in this garden, let me scroll to where my correct list is. Come on. There we go. So as you are looking to your right, you can see this kind of larger building that forms the corner of these grounds. A smaller building next to it, a little bit of like a passageway, a small building that is the one that was indicated as the infirmary, and then a large 2-story building forms the what would be the northeast corner. And then looking up to the north, you can see another little passage that looks like it leads to another gate, kind of like the one you guys are coming through, but going up to the other side. A big sort of more rounded or octagonal building. Another one of these little small ones kind of nestled in. And then the end of the transept of the cathedral. So the pokey out bit, because cathedral floor plan, everything shaped like a cross. Yeah. So that kind of forms this square, and then anything kind of between. Most of these buildings are kind of adjoined; they butt up next to each other, so you're pretty sure you can pass through a lot of these rooms into the others, except for these 2 little like passageways that lead to gates, where you would have to duck out into the passageway and then go into the door to the next set of buildings.
I like Tazertane's idea about looking for footprints.
Yeah, give me, let's do some investigation check.
That's not gonna be good.
I would also accept survival, since that's sort of a tracking skill.
Okay.
I don't know if that's any better, but...
Slightly better. Oh, wait, that one.
You look down at the ground and suddenly can't remember if perfectly normal humans leave footprints behind or not. You're pretty sure that you do, so clearly normal humans do, but you're like suddenly questioning it.
Sometimes Vlad might not.
11.
11. It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, the garden clearly looks like it's been moved through, but also you're pretty sure that Roshan like comes in here regularly to tend to it. And a lot of the rest of the kind of like passage, like the actual cloister walk that kind of surrounds it, is paving stone. So.
Right. So the nearest door then, I suppose.
Is Atwood is looking around for signage. Is there anything indicating a name of this place or any sort of like pictorial stuff on the outside?
You do see some little, like, just like little wooden plaque signs that seem to have a couple of names of some of these buildings. You see the one that is most directly to your right, that is this kind of corner that you're nearest, says refectory. Thomas did not know when he handed me this that it's an excuse for me to indulge in my love of 14th century Gothic architecture terms.
Excellent.
And you can't read them from where you are right now, especially because it's starting to get a little bit dark, but you can see a couple more of these kind of placards on some of the other buildings. You're guessing similar labeling at stops along the way. Okay,
but nothing indicating like St. Jude's Children's Hospital or whatever. It's all generically labeled.
Yeah,
Extra
you're not
Life Cathedral.
Yeah, the Extra Life Cathedral. Yeah, you're not really seeing any specific like symbology or iconography.
Like no graffiti that says ghosts were here.
Oh, there's definitely graffiti. It's mostly on the wall of the chapel, and it's a lot of like languages that you're not sure if it's that you don't read the language or it's just whoever did the graffiti did a bad job with terrible handwriting. So it's kind of illegible.
Yeah, I would agree with the closest door method.
Cool. That will take you into the refectory. Door's unlocked. You can easily just pop this door open and walk in. This room is surprisingly warm compared to the outside. It's very dark, and you can kind of just make out there's a little bit of this kind of last dregs of twilight and then star and moonlight that's now coming in through the windows. And you can kind of make out some long tables and benches. Essentially, as you come in here, you've got like 2 long tables. You're kind of coming in at the foot of them. These long benches laid out on either side. And then up at the other end of the room is a 3rd table. It's the other way. Think, you've got the big mess hall tables and then the kind of head table that also has some benches. Up on the wall behind it, there's something on the wall. Again, it's kind of too dark to tell, and it's a little bit shadowed because of placement. But it looks like there might be something up on the wall there. And then on the wall that would be to your left, you see the outline of what's probably a door into the next building. And then a big stone fireplace. Currently dark and unlit.
Are there holy symbols in this in this room?
Too dark to tell right now.
Well, what about someone with dark vision?
Charlie, how tall are you?
I am 6'4". It is very dark in here.
Excellent. Gus is feeling his way through his companions until he touches a hunk of metal, and his monocle sort of floats up, and then I cast light on Charlie's metal body.
Oh,
Charlie suddenly just glows.
Night light robot now.
So useful.
That is a feature I did not know I have.
Atwood pulls out whatever instrument she's got on her. I forget what I'm carrying.
It's something insane like bagpipes or something.
No, I can play the bagpipes, but I'm pretty sure I've got like a lute or something.
Oh, okay.
Chill. Oh no, I have a viol. She just starts giving a little mood music that's a little dance party-esque.
The
It's
bardic
like disco I was just in on my latest adventure. Okay, now that's light, are there holy symbols in this room?
As you look around, you can see places where there probably were at one time. There's little like niches up in the walls that would be appropriately suited to have little statues or holy symbols. You do not see anything in them though. With the light casting into the shadows and breaking it up at that far wall, you can see what looks like some sort of holy symbol or a glyph or something, but it looks wrecked. It's almost like somebody tried to like burn it off the wall or something, but didn't quite succeed. So you can kind of still see the traces of it, but it's got this sooty, craggly weirdness all around it. It's very unsettling.
Perhaps not for Vlad, but and asking for no reason, no crosses in here, right?
No crosses.
Okay. So Vlad will comfortably walk into the room.
Yeah, no, Vlad, you feel like you should be getting weird vibes out of this room, being where you are, and you're not. And that's kind of more unsettling to you, is the fact that you're not really having a problem in this space.
It's a cozy room, actually, guys.
Atwood is going to sniff the air.
Okay.
Does she notice anything smelly with a I don't know what I want to roll for that. Investigation?
Investigation or perception?
That is a 14.
Kind of smells like wet dog. Just the faintest whiff of wet dog.
Wet dog that's not
you.
It's not me. It's a different dog. Great.
No, it's I guess for you it'd be more like the equivalent of like if somebody had walked through here, like if one of your like brothers had walked through with bad BO, it's kind of got that vibe.
Sure. Can I geolocate that, or is it just kind of
it's
everywhere?
real faint and kind of you just like sometimes as you take a sniff, you catch a little bit of it. Sometimes you don't. I think with 14, you can't quite locate it.
Sure.
Gus is going to start delicately walking forward.
Sure.
And is there like rubble on the ground?
It's more like the room is pretty self-contained, so it's more of that sense of just a room that's been kind of sitting and stagnating for a long time.
For a
So it's
long
not
time. Okay.
Yeah, the only thing that truly looks like wrecked is that back wall where this symbol was seemingly altered, destroyed, whatever happened there.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'm just gonna delicately walk, and Gus wants to he's making like a big deal out of every single step. You know, he's kind of like gently putting his foot down, and then feeling that it's secure, and then he keeps walking towards that back wall that is seemingly destroyed. And then when he gets there, I want to just like see if I can poke my eye through one of the hole, if there's a hole in the wall, or just take some sort of perception check or investigation.
Yeah, give me either perception or investigation, whichever you. Perception if you want just a general overview, investigation if you're looking for something specific that you want to describe to me.
I'm not looking for anything specific.
Okay.
18.
18. As you get closer, you're a sorcerer. Okay. And double check if you would have arcane knowledge. This definitely looks like it was probably some sort of protective rune. Not necessarily inherently holy, but something that would be used to create a sanctuary, a place of safety and security. And it looks like somebody went to town to try to negate the effects of this rune. There are like, as you get closer, you can see there are like gouges where somebody maybe tried to like take like a chisel to the stone to kind of wreck the lines of it. You can see this sootiness where maybe somebody tried to blast it with magic or burn it off in some way. And the traces are still there, but you also get the sense that it is not currently active. That whatever was done to this has disrupted it enough that it is no longer functioning.
Okay. I will just immediately translate that back to the group. I don't really know what to do with this now.
Yeah, Vlad actually walked behind Gus, not carefully, and so pops over his shoulder. What you see?
Okay. In a cathedral where there's lots of ghosts sneaking on my shoulder, not a good idea.
It's okay, Gus. I can protect myself. You are more likely to get hurt than me.
Yeah, I know. And then Gus turns and points towards the like remains of this like sigil, I guess. What do you want to call it, Alandra? Is that fair enough?
Yeah, a sigil or a rune.
Okay.
We can go with sigil.
This is here to keep someone out or something out. And now it's not doing its job.
Well, yeah, we walked in just fine.
Right, but we're not I'm not. You might be. And then defeated, he goes, "You're right, we did walk in just fine."
So it's a good thing, maybe. Okay, we find ugly decoration here, and I don't think there's anything else. Elf man, you in here? Ghosts? And Vlad will just wait to hear to see if anything responds.
You're just kind of saying that out loud.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Be a 9.
The sounds of the wind brushing against the stone outside.
Okay, I think this room empty.
Atwood, can you also give me a perception check?
I would love to do that. 14.
As Vlad kind of speaks out loud, and then there's that pause as you wait, you get a much stronger whiff of that, like, dog-like funk.
It's smelling like normal wet dog.
Yeah, but it's this is like, you know how sometimes when the dog is lying still and then gets up and moves and you get that whiff?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like that.
Is it enough for me to pick up a direction?
It feels like it's got to be coming. It feels like it can't be from inside this space, which means it's coming through a door or a window somewhere.
Okay, then she's going to start. Then she's going to start canvassing the full room, looking for the best source. With my investigate that I guess that would be appropriate to roll, I have an 18.
Yeah. Between this extra kind of burst allowing you to sort of lock onto it and the active thing, yeah, you trace it down, it gets real strong at that fireplace and that door. You can also, you're now close enough that you can see there's just the barest hint of light coming from the seam of that door. You kind of didn't notice it because
Okay.
the robot is glowing so brightly, and it's very dim. But now that you're like right there, you can see, oh, there's just like the barest crack, and there's just maybe the faintest little bit of light.
She's gonna nod at Gus and, hey, shut it off. Turn him off. Turn him off.
I am sorry. This is a new feature. I do not know how I turn it off.
Have you tried
Gus
turning
isn't
it off and
actually
turning
sure
it
that
back
he
on
can turn
again?
it off. Gus has
do
never
not
been
know
asked
how
to turn off
it
a light.
It's constantly glowing.
Okay, well, I guess
So instead, what he
She's
does is
gonna
he
just,
takes a
like,
cloak and he just
indicate.
wraps it around. Sorry, Christy.
You're good. You're
Go
good.
ahead.
She indicates the glow around the door to everyone else and says, like, I think somebody's back there, or some thing.
Can I listen at the door?
Yes, please go right ahead.
13. Perception.
Yeah. With your ear like right up against the door and kind of paying attention, you hear just like the faintest sense of like breathing, sort of like a huffing breathing, just
Oh, I think Tristram might be a werewolf and he's in the other room.
Oh, well, that will be so quick. What are we going to do with the other 2.5 hours?
goddamn assholes. I know, guys. What if we just stay in the refectory and riff for another hour and 45 minutes and then open the door?
We're just gonna
Welcome to
stand
the
here
most
playing
meta
cards.
stream on Twitch.
Okay.
So should we go in maybe or ask it to come out?
I don't know how polite you think this thing is.
You know what? I'll just back away from the door. I'll let you guys handle it. I'm gonna move away from the door.
TH-4L-1 will go up to the door. And like almost as if like someone turned the gain up on the speaker, just like, excuse me, Trisham, are you in there? Are you in there? We are here to rescue you.
As a point of order, Gus is hanging off of CH4RL1 because he's still covering him with the cloak to block the light.
And like it's almost like a half cloak with how tall CH-4L-1 is.
Yes, exactly.
This is precious, and
This was an awful idea.
Are you in there? I am opening the door now.
Okay.
You open the door, and I'm gonna need everybody to roll initiative.
Of course.
Yeah.
I know you're shocked, stunned, even.
Yeah, natural 20.
Woo! Let me roll for my thing. Great.
Oh wait, you're probably
All right.
gonna ask us.
25 to 20.
20.
Yes.
Oh, 25 actually.
Wow.
Dang,
Oh, wait, you're rogue.
son. 20 to 15.
15.
15. Oh, it's
17.
okay. I was about to say, is it going to be one of those kind of days? That's possible. I have to remember everyone's name now, which is a fun test. I'm just describing her. I'm just like robot, rogue,
A joke robot, fancy
Joke
guy,
Um,
scared guy.
Nervous
15.
guy.
15 to 10. Truly the best party. 15 to 10? Anybody? 10 to 5.
Got
Ooh.
5. Oh wow.
Oh, okay. What's your dex there, Gus?
12.
Okay.
I don't like the way you ask me questions.
Well,
Mm-mm.
You never like the way I ask you questions. It's just part of the game. I don't know. It's a perfectly normal question. I'm just asking what your dex modifier is. It's all fine. It's good.
Oh, +1, I guess. Is
Yeah.
really what I should have answered, but
It's fine. I'm dragon. Great. Yeah, you open you've opened the door, and standing in the doorway, sort of backlit by this kind of dimly glowing fire that is kind of crackling in another fireplace.
Oh, it's front lit because of me.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. It's
That's
front lit
true.
because of you. Thank you. Yes, you can actually see this much more clearly. Is a big, kind of scraggly, mongrel-looking dog, which wouldn't be that concerning, except that this dog has 2 heads, both of which have their lips kind of curled back and are quietly starting to sort of snarl at you.
oh, it's not werewolf, it's Cerberus.
And you can see, because you're standing right at the door, that there's a second one of these who is getting himself up from where he was sleeping by the fireplace and turns to look at you guys with both heads. And that's going to take us to the top of the order, which is Tazotane, with Atwood on deck.
So I will back up and I will ready my hands for a ranged attack if a creature attacks.
Cool. Is that if it like attacks a friendly? Just attacks at all?
Yeah, a friendly.
Okay. Right. Just checking. Cool.
Actually, first bonus action hide.
Thank you. I was like, what kind of rogue are you today? Donovan would be so disappointed in you. Great. Yeah, you're gonna hide and prep that action.
26 stealth in case that matters.
You are one with the night. Despite the fact that there is a glowing robot, you just find this corner behind the fireplace and you're like, oh yeah, I got like a perfect vantage. I can get under the table and just, yeah, good. Like you're invisible. Everyone else is even confused where you went. That'll take us to Atwood with Charlie on deck.
Atwood is going to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
Anyway, she's going to cast that and quickly ask these doges, or tell them that they mean no harm and they are simply looking for someone who passed through.
Cool.
She'll wait patiently for the response.
The one who is right in front, who's kind of snarling, just kind of gives a big double sniff with both of its heads at once and kind of continues to snarl. The one that was getting it by the fireplace kind of lopes over to join him, but seems a little more chill. And maybe a hair confused at the fact that you're talking to him, and just kind of goes, "Many people pass through. Which one are you looking for?"
Tall, gangly elf, probably a nerd, very blonde.
The one who thinks he is the master.
Probably.
We have no master.
Of course you don't. But you got friends. You guys in a pack? This little pack thing you got going on?
We were once a mighty hunting pack. Now we are all that remains.
Looks like you guys have gone into retirement.
And that'll bring us up to stage dash 4RL.1 as you see Atwood leaning down, kind of barking, and then getting these weird, horrifying snarls in response from one of these dogs.
Mm-hmm. CH-4RL-1 is going to do the oh god, what is his last name? I forget. The Caesar method.
Oh,
and is
no.
going to walk up to the dogs and just like assert himself as the pack leader.
Oh my gosh.
God
This won't go wrong at all.
Okay.
Can I use a strength-based charisma or a strength-based intimidation?
Oh, you can make me a persuasion check with disadvantage because you're a fucking robot.
They can sense no fear in me.
That is true.
I mean, you are correct about that. I almost said the phrase and I had to catch myself.
You're not wrong.
There it is.
Sorry, disadvantage persuasion?
Yes, because you're a
Okay.
robot.
Well, that comes out to a solid 5.
5. The dog that is directly in front of you, like, takes a step back, like, the WTF face at you as you do this. And the other one looks and kind of cocks his heads, and Atwood, you can hear him say, "Again, thinking that we can be ruled. We have no master." And he sort of comes up to like get in line with his buddy. And that's gonna be their turn.
I do not think that worked. Prepare yourself, Gus.
That's actually a good point.
Yes.
James, odds or evens?
Even.
Evens. Okay. Great. The snarling dog recovers himself and lunges at you.
Mm.
And it's gonna make 2 bite attacks.
Oh my.
Yeah. What is your AC? And Nestor, what is your AC?
16.
Hold on a second. Let me see if I don't have something for this. Okay, I don't.
I was gonna say
it's
check
11.
for that shield reaction.
Yeah.
16 and 11. Oh, I love this. Both bites will land. One is going to hit Charlie in kind of the torso, and then the other is trying to kind of bite. They're like trying to like kind of come around on both sides of the torso, but actually lands into you, Gus. Gus, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. You're both going to take 5 damage, and Gus needs to make a Constitution saving throw. You're off the hook because you're a robot.
Ow. Ow. This hurts. Ow. Please. Stop. Ow.
16.
You pass. You feel a weird numbing tingle that you do not enjoy, but it doesn't seem to take. And that's going to bring us to your turn with Vlad on deck.
Okay. So he bit me and then released me, right? I'm not like...
You're not grappled or
Straining
anything.
with-
He
okay.
just, he just, his bite landed on you.
Great. Gus, after being caught off guard by this bite, jumps off of Charlie and takes the cloak with him and yells, "Light flash!" and runs and uses this opportunity to run back behind, I guess, Atwood, in the hopes that the light flash distracts them enough to give me an opportunity to escape.
Is that all you're attempting to do? Because you would take an attack of opportunity unless you want to disengage.
That is all I'm going to attempt to do. Yes.
Okay, then I'm gonna let you have the disengage. Also, they rolled so bad on their opportunity attacks anyway that it wouldn't matter.
So the light flash worked.
Yeah, they kind of snap at you, but they don't get you, and you are cleanly able to get behind Atwood.
Excellent.
Which will bring us up to Vlad with Tazartane on deck.
Okay, so what does Vlad see now with the dogs? Like, what's their state?
One of them is directly in front of Charlie and is back to snarling, and the other one is sort of giving everybody like shade, essentially, and that's the one that seems to be communicating with Atwood.
Okay, just nice doggies. So Vlad's gonna cast Mage Hand on the mean one in front of Charlie and try to like scratch his behind, like
Give him scritches?
Yeah, give him scritches to see if that helps.
You know, I designed this entire thing, this entire like module, if you will, such that you could theoretically get through almost all of it with no combat. This is not how I expected that to go.
Well,
Okay.
So I'm trying something nice.
Yeah, no, I like it. Give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, actually.
I don't know what the
Oh,
switch
well.
check would be.
Yeah. I mean, I could do, yeah, that would be only an 11.
11? Okay. What is
We need bits in
Buddy's-
this game, guys.
Hey, what is Buddy's wisdom here? You're not sure that he's like thrilled about it, but again, you seem to have kind of like between like there's the light flash and then there's the script, and he just seems to be getting much more confused about what's happening here.
Okay, good doggy.
So I do before my next turn. Did my attack?
Your attack did go off when it was
So-
bitten. I apologize. I made the note and then I didn't look at it like a professional dungeon master.
23 to hit as this psychic energy forms in his hand and a knife shoots out.
That will in fact hit.
And then what is the damage? 10 points of damage.
Ow.
Psychic damage.
Yeah. So the combination of like this flash of light and this like psychic burst and then the butt scratches, like this dog's just very confused.
Sorry, plus sneak
Oh.
attack damage of 4.
Of course. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Very startled, very confused. That's going to be Atwood's turn with Charlie on deck.
Is the guy that I'm talking to has he noticed any of this and is he irritated by any of it?
He's kind of just giving you guys side eye. What it looks like is like one head is like assessing the situation and the other head is like the equivalent of like rolling its eyes at like you guys can't figure out if you're attacking or if you're trying to make friends.
Fair. I just want to know how much damage control I got to do right now.
He does not seem like he is becoming aggressive towards you guys. He seems like he's still just sort of monitoring this situation and letting his bro do the work.
Okay, so she's just going to keep talking. All right. I'm sorry about. I'm sure your friend can handle himself. They are not. They're pretty new here. The elf that you saw. Where did you see him? Do you know? Do you recall?
He likes to frequent the hidden places.
Within the church?
I assume so. He does not come here anymore. We have warned him not to return. The kitchen is our domain.
Good call. Did he say what he was looking for by any chance?
He mostly did a great deal of yelling and showed off with a lot of magic to try to impress us. We were not impressed.
Elves.
Ain't that the truth?
That's gonna bring us to
I
Charlie.
assume that's the end of my turn.
Yeah.
Ow, dog, ow, stop. And the arm is going to flip around, and instead of the hammer this time, it is like a cylindrical tube, and he's going to place it right onto one of the dog's heads, and you just hear a as a nail gun goes off.
This is almost as bad as the Raguzzi that I allowed in a game.
Ooh, that's a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit. Weirdly, point blank with a nail gun will hit.
Oh, that's only a 1. So 5 damage. As it's like, stop, stop, please, stop.
You just like pierce the dog's ear.
You this time from like that head you get a high-pitched yelp, and the other head kind of turns to look to see what happened. And they're very upset by this, so they're gonna try to bite you some more. And they're going to fail both heads. They're in pain, they're distracted, they're very confused. And that is going to bring us to Gus with Vlad on deck.
Okay. Gus is going to cast sleep on the aggressive doggy.
Okay.
So how does this spell work?
Oh jeez.
Roll 5d8. Got
Mhm.
it. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. All creatures in range, starting with the lowest hit point value. Which could be Charlie.
Oh, I was gonna say, Charlie.
Sleep storm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just say, Charlie, what HP do you have? Because you would also be within.
Oh, I'm 47 right now.
Okay, great.
I rolled a 22.
22. Yeah, aggressive dog passes out. Just kind of flops onto the floor asleep. His compatriot just looks over at him with both heads and kind of looks back to you guys.
I did
Vlad,
not intend that.
it's your turn.
Oh, dog is asleep now. My mage hand must have worked to calm it down.
Gus whips his head towards Vlad with his monocle still floating after casting the spell, and he's like, "What?"
I am dog whisperer now. Other dogs seem so nice. I think we are done fighting now. Dog, are you being like maybe Vlad will move the mage hand over to other dog and just give it a little pet on the head. It'll keep going back between the two heads.
What is this? Why what is this happening?
Good doggy,
spell.
feels good.
You can hear the dog making these sort of like gravelly, growly noises, but
I
he's not
assume
reacting
those are growls of joy.
Let me check something. Okay. Yeah, that brings us back up to the top of the order, which is Tazertane, followed by Atwood.
I will just slowly make my way out of the room to outside. I'll be out here, everyone.
Do you want to go?
The dogs.
Do you want to go back through the refectory, or do you want to like scooch by the dogs?
Back through the reflectory. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, back out the way you came. Bye. Cool. Yeah, you're outside. Atwood.
Seems like we're just about good here. I'm sorry that we intruded. I do have one final question, though. There seems to be, on the outside of this room, a destroyed symbol. Do you know anything about it?
Ah, yes, the wards. They have been desanctified.
Oh. By...
I presume your presumptuous elf man.
Hmm. That wouldn't be too surprising. Were those wards keeping you here? Or keeping something
No.
out?
They are intended to keep the place as hallowed ground.
I see. And you were here?
We
Did you move in?
something like that. We used to roam the hills. This was much more comfortable as we got older.
I see. Well, thank you for your time. I'm so sorry we disturbed your evening.
Tell the large metal one to be more polite in the future.
He's a work in progress.
And he just sort of nods you, and he goes over and with his two heads, like, kind of grabs the scruff of the unconscious one's two heads and like starts dragging him back over toward the fire.
Wow.
Okay,
I did not anticipate a single nail would do that.
No, see, it was Mage Hand. I de-escalated situation. You're welcome.
That is good.
Still amazed that what he did actually worked, is absolutely offended at the fact the two of you are not picking up on his amazing work.
Yeah, Vlad. Okay, perception of +0, so Vlad did not.
No idea.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Well, you gave them the good scritches, for they are good boys.
Yes. Perhaps you don't nail gun good boys in the future.
It was biting my midsection. It hurt. Anyway, goodbye, as the glowing hand grabs the door handle and closes it behind.
Nice.
Did
Okay.
Charlie feel pain? Sorry, I was just pondering that. Anyway, yeah. you
Only
guys-
emotional pain.
Yikes.
I tried to be the pack leader. I heard about this one guy named Rasses, and unfortunately, it did not work.
Yeah, they used to have a pack, and now they're kind of doing their own thing. Seeing as their whole pack appears to have been killed, so they might be a little bit sensitive about that kind of stuff. Why don't we go ahead and regroup outside? The refectory seems to be their locale.
Mm.
So we can
Hey.
just.
And the
Yeah.
glowing disco ball walks outside.
Probably around the time you get outside is around the time that the light does fade, and you go back to normal.
It appears it is an on-off
I don't know,
switch
it's an
based on
hour-long
outside
spell.
versus
Oh, it's an
inside.
hour?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
Never
gonna
mind.
say, I thought light was only 10 minutes because we have to keep recasting it in another game. You got
No.
fancy.
Oh, it's an hour.
But
I can't remember what this game is. We're playing D&D, right? Cool.
Gus will walk
Starfinder.
up to Charlie and like give him a like a pat on the back. A pat on the back, and that will turn the spell off.
There we go. I mean, you can leave it on then. I mistracked, but
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, it's totally on.
yeah, it's still on. You're outside now. You're back in the garden. Everybody give me a perception check while you come outside, because why not?
Everyone, you said?
Yeah, these are all coming outside.
oh, not bad.
Natural
13.
1.
That's good.
That would be a 7. Vlad's too busy bragging about de-escalating the situation.
You did not
Gus
kill
rolled a
anything. You are
6.
solid 0 at the moment. Improvement.
Yes. But night is young, so don't jinx me, robot.
Okay, did anybody get over a 13?
I got a 13.
Oh,
Great. Charlie, out of the corner of your eye, you see a bird kind of flit off the edge of the wall and fly away as you guys come out.
Hmm. There is an avian creature moving across westward.
Southward. Kind
Southward.
of toward the graveyard area.
Hmm. I do not know why, but I have noticed this bird, and I have an inclination to follow it.
You're a bird watcher now?
I don't know. I am learning many new things on this adventure, so I may
Okay,
be attempting
Robot,
to do birdwatch.
contract. We find elf, not bird.
But what if strange bird that I have noticed indicates where human is? He is of a wizarding nature, yes?
Is homing pigeon maybe?
Or
Hmm.
what if it was trying to lead us away from it? A
Well, if
distraction,
it leads us
you
away
will.
from the grounds, then we return and we look for Trisham.
Okay.
What if the bird was spooked by something close to where it came from?
That would be us. We are the closest thing to bird. It was on the wall. We are very scary.
Attaboy.
See, sarcasm. Fifth S. Ha 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 ha. We are not scary.
Okay.
As you are all standing there discussing the benefits or detriments of following the bird, you suddenly all feel almost like a mini earthquake. Like everything around you just sort of like shivers for a moment. And very faintly, you kind of just get this like wave of quiet, like chanting that just sort of like almost breezes past you.
When the earth shake, Vlad's gonna get into the doorway because he learned earthquake safety.
Yes, in
Blast
his
from
very
California.
his
Yes.
normal human elementary
Just gonna say
school.
that.
Yeah.
It's no desk, so I get into the doorway. So we all hear the chanting.
Yeah, you all just hear this brief moment of chanting as the earth kind of shudders briefly.
That felt like it came from below the ground. Maybe we should find a stairway or something like that to go down.
The crypt, perhaps?
Oh, lovely. Sounds lovely.
Down below, you say? And then the left arm is going to switch from a hand to a shovel and just start digging.
There's
Oh,
probably an
the
entrance
groundskeeper.
somewhere.
He's not going to be so happy.
No.
Okay.
Let's go to the main cathedral, perhaps, or we follow the bird. One of the two. But is the bird gone now?
It's just bird.
I mean, the bird is not currently in sight line of you guys from where
Okay.
you are.
Yeah, perhaps let's go in the cathedral and rummage around in there.
You know what I say, Atwood? You were talking to dog.
Yes, I was. I'm so glad you noticed. As Atwood's going to go ahead and start like walking up to the cathedral as she's kind of telling them exactly what she got from the dog, that they appear to have met Christum, and he was very annoying to them. He kept showing off his magic. He is theoretically the person that destroyed what was once the holy symbol that they saw outside of the door, and that she suspects that is perhaps what he was going around doing, maybe in order to make something happen here. Not entirely sure about that, but he is possibly responsible for starting to de-sanctify this property.
Well, I mean, sometimes not bad thing desanctify property. I mean, what? I don't know. It's good, bad. Who's to be judged?
Well, I mean, if it was already haunted, I mean, maybe it was protecting the ghosts and the hauntings from humans and elves.
Unless he was trying
Okay.
to bring about something even worse than the ghosts, or just children breaking in, those urban
Perhaps-
explorers.
Okay, did dog say where Tristram is?
No, they have said that it has been a while since he's been around, and they really told him off the last time that they saw him. So
Okay.
yeah, he learned not to bother them anymore, I think.
Well,
Should I
perhaps
stop digging?
let's find him and ask him.
All of you except Charlie have reached the wall of the cathedral, and Charlie is still back digging his hole.
Where did everybody go? And slowly you just see a glowing mass appear.
As you guys get up to the side of the cathedral, you can essentially see that there is a portion of this. You're on this sort of pathway, and it kind of leads up to what you can see is a doorway that would lead. It would lead you to like essentially like the front porch, the front steps of the cathedral if you pass through it, which would be outside of this walled area, but it lets you just kind of like step up and onto it. You can also see if you were to hook the corner and continue following along the wall of the cathedral that makes the inner wall of this garden, you would get up to the east transept, that little portion sticking out, and there seems to be a door entrance there before it adjoins to the next building.
You all left me there while I was digging.
Oh, yes, sorry, robot. We decided to go into Cathedral.
Oh. Okay, but why did you not tell me that you were going?
He has feelings.
We didn't want to interrupt you. I mean, you seem so happy. And quiet.
Honestly, I forgot.
How is that possible? My facial features do not change. How can you see that I am happy?
Because you were quiet, and I know that when I am happy, I am very quiet.
Atwood, Lemon just suddenly like stands up on your shoulders and is in like full like arched back, spiked hair, like hiss mode.
Mm-hmm. Reasonable.
Just, like fully dug in all of a sudden as you guys are standing here having this conversation.
Ow. Okay. All right. Yes. All right. Would you? Something's hinky. My lemon alarm's going off.
Oh, Cat does not like inter-party conflict.
Yeah,
Good
she also
to know.
doesn't like spooky shit, so...
Ooh, wrong place for Cat then.
That is a
Tragically.
very useful cat.
Thanks. She's great. She catches rats and stuff, too.
Okay, hey Charlie, maybe you open door to Cathedral. You tell me, I don't know, cross in there or other things.
Okay. I look at the door. What is the structural integrity of this door?
Are you wanting to step out of the like walled area onto the porch section and go through the front doors, or are you going up the wall to enter through the stay inside the garden and enter the door? There's two doors. I gave you two options and then nobody took them.
Whatever.
Charlie
the
is not
closest
one to take a second option, for he is very unperceptive. I
Yeah.
will go through the front door.
Okay, so you step up and you go to where these front doors are. You can see that a big portion of the front of the church has crumbled in on itself, so there's kind of a big pile of rubble next to the doors. And you walk up and you see that the front doors have a similar chain and padlock situation on them to what the gate did.
What is the structural integrity of these doors?
Old rotting wood.
Takes foot up. Cocoon!
Give me an attack roll. Just like a base, like an unarmed attack.
Cool. Can I use athletics?
Because it was with feet.
No, you can do it as an attack roll. Doors have an AC. Anybody who's played with me on TGN should remember what a base door AC is, because it's my favorite running joke.
19.
Oh yeah, easily. You just fully like biff through this door. There's a giant gaping hole now.
My foot is stuck. Help. 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 I am off balance. I am falling.
You suddenly find that you're actually not falling because
Oh.
your foot is now stuck in something
Eh.
that is not the door.
I cannot move my leg. I am stuck. Help. Help.
Oh,
Help.
jeez.
Help.
Okay.
Atwood starts trying to pull him out.
Give me a strength check.
This isn't going to go well.
May I assist because I am trying to get out?
You may assist because you are also pulling and trying to get out.
That's a good call. Cause that's a 7.
Did you do that with advantage since you have the help?
I did.
Okay.
Would you rather have my 5?
No, I was just confirming.
Yes.
He is really caught up in something on the other side of this door.
Oh,
That seems to have his foot.
That must be the spider webs here. As I strike up a torch and go like, let me stick this through the doorway. And I'll stick a torch in the door.
Roll me a d20 and tell me what you get.
An 8.
An 8. Charlie, you feel your foot start to loosen. You also feel a kind of burning sensation because there's a burning torch kind of wedged in next to your foot. It's not like right on it because, you kind of stick it through and then kind of angle it. But it's very warm.
It is working, Tazartane. It is also doing significant structural damage. However, it is loosening.
And as you are noticing your foot start to loosen, you all hear just way more skittering noises than you really would like to be hearing in this moment. And I think that's where we're going to take our break.
Yes. Nice.
We're going to take a very brief break, just long enough for 6 people to use 6 bathrooms. So we'll be back as quickly as possible. Stick around and find out if they can get out of this sticky situation. I too am a joke robot. Ha 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 ha.
And for those of you who are not usual Quest and Chaos viewers, you're going to see our normal break video. So it's for us. Sorry. And
Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're welcome.
join us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please enjoy Thomas's dulcet tones.
Yes. All right, we'll be right back.
Welcome back. We're in the middle of a spooky, haunted investigation where our incredibly adept and highly experienced adventurers are currently helping their robotic friend who is stuck in a door as they hear horrifying skittering noises coming up and over, and suddenly you look and see pouring out of all of the holes and crevices around you on the ruined face of this cathedral just so many spiders. Like, I cannot explain to you how many spiders you see just swarming down these walls. And if that wasn't eerie and concerning enough, you then see legs of a much, much larger spider popping up and out of this like hole above the broken rubble. And that's
Ascertain, is nice spider or a bad spider?
I hope we all have wands of fireball.
And that very, very big spider seems to look down at you and spins itself around and slings some webbing directly at Atwood, who is attempting to help Charlie. What is your AC?
13.
You look up this and you just smack right in the chest as you are hit with this webbing. I'm gonna need you to mark yourself as restrained.
Beans.
And as an action on your turn, you can make a strength check to attempt to get out of this, unless one of your party members comes up with a more creative solution before we get to you. And that's going to bring us to Tazartane.
He's so worried about bad spider.
Yes, I'm just looking about what I can
No,
do.
that's fine. And Atwood, you're on deck.
I will. I will throw the torch in there.
Okay. You're just gonna fling like inside through the hole?
Try and find the most combustible area.
Great. High or low?
High.
Okay. Yeah, you fling it in there, and Charlie, you can feel heat, so something's on fire in there. That's all you guys got right now, really.
Then I'll back away from the from the
From the
door.
horrifying hordes of spiders. Okay,
Yeah. Yep.
cool. That's going to bring us to Atwood with Vlad on deck.
Cool. Atwood, I guess, is going to struggle. She's got a dagger on her somewhere, so she's going to be like grappling to reach it. And if she can like try and bust herself out of whatever this restraint is while she's kind of like maneuvering.
Cool. Let's get that strength check.
Cool. Let's try a different friend. Different friend threw itself on the ground.
Different friend
Boy,
does not want to
howdy.
be here.
Different friend didn't want to take this hit because that's a big old 4.
Yeah, you're pretty tightly encased in this stuff. It's very goopy. It's not pleasant.
Superb.
Cool. and
Wait, did
that's-
Atwood try to get the dagger or try to use the dagger?
She's
I'm
trying to get to
grab
it.
my dagger.
Okay.
Yeah, you're kind of just stuck. Have fun with that. And that's gonna bring us to Vlad with Gus on deck.
Yeah, Vlad will first say to the spider, "Hey, spider, we don't know if you're a nice guy or not, so maybe just don't shoot web at us." And then he will use Mage Hand. He saw what Atwood was trying to do, and so he's going to use Mage Hand, cast Mage Hand to grab the dagger.
Yeah, okay. I'll say you can.
It's a light. Yeah, look, it's less than 10 pounds.
I was more thinking about like, is the web so wrapped around that you would have to break through the web to get to the dagger? But I'm gonna give this to you because I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, and I don't know if that can be all one action of bringing the dagger out and trying to cut through web.
Your action will be casting Mage Hand and grabbing the dagger.
Okay.
So,
Okay, but at least grabbing, and maybe by grabbing it out, like it's within an easier reach for
yeah,
Atwood.
I would say that you can like have your Mage Hand put it near her hand where she can grab it
Okay.
her next turn if she wants to.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, here, Atwood, I got dagger for you.
Gotcha.
But again, you can be nice. You can be a good spider. It's not too late.
We're just gonna convince everything in this haunted cathedral to be the goodest boy. That's how we're gonna get out of this situation. And that's gonna bring us to Gus with Charlie on deck.
Okay, I changed my plan because that was a very good solution, Vlad. Gus walks up to Charlie and kind of just like looks around underneath his leg that's stuck, and he taps his leg, and I cast enhance ability or bull's strength. Which will give you advantage on strength checks, and your carrying capacity is doubled.
Nice.
Okay. Very nice. Do you want to do anything else? Use any movement? Any bonus action?
No,
fun?
actually, yes. I'll move towards Atwood and like just start assessing their situation.
Cool. Yeah, they're all everybody's kind of clustered right up on there. Cool.
Yeah.
And this is enough time for the first wave of the tiny spiders to make it to you guys. So I'm gonna need Charlie, Atwood, and Gus. Are you making? No, you don't need make saves for this. Great. That's just gonna be on me. Whoo, boy, howdy. Cool. Charlie, you are going to take 20 points of damage as you get the brunt of these spiders swarming down your leg and then crawling all over your body. Atwood and Gus, you are each going to take 10.
Oh, jeez.
And then the back Vlad says, "I don't think they are good spiders."
Wait, was that like just like a trap or like what the?
You're being
Wait,
attacked by a swarm of spiders.
I think you
and they
maybe kicked,
maybe rolled really,
egg
really
sack.
well.
Oh, okay. They got past AC 16.
Yeah.
Damn,
because they
okay.
they nat 20'd.
Oh shit! Ah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not
Like I said,
bad.
they rolled really, really well. Also, I apologize, Gus. You do not hit. I misread your you are fine. You do not take damage.
Oh, okay, great.
I misread your AC. My bad. I know how to do math, guys. Cool. That's gonna bring us back up to Big Boy. Up
My turn or
top.
not?
Oh, I'm sorry. That brings us to
Yeah, Charlie.
you.
Cool.
I apologize.
Charlie is going to flip out their hand to be the hammer,
Mm-hmm.
almost like a nice little punchy piston. And as a bonus action, it is going to use Fighting Spirit to give oneself advantage on weapon attack rolls until end of current turn, and give yourself 5 temporary hit points.
Cool.
Because flavor-wise, nothing else works. So I was like, samurai, what the hell not?
I liked where you were going with it. It made a lot of sense. So
So with that advantage, is just going to go and start smushing the small spiders.
just smash spiders.
So that's with one leg still in the door, just going to like squish, squish, squish with advantage. Good, because that's a 1, and this one's an 11 plus 6, so that is 17.
That will hit.
Cool. And because it's a light hammer, that is also a 1, so that is a 5.
Okay. You squash some.
Cool.
Yeah. And that will bring us now to my big boy, who is going to see if they get any more webbing, and then we'll skitter down towards following the smaller swarm, and is going to. Who are you going to go after? That's unfortunate. Is going to go after one of these restrained folks, and is going to try to bite Atwood. And is going to miss in the most embarrassing way possible. That's depressing.
That's pretty bad.
Because you can't even move. Yeah, no, tries to bite
Yeah.
you, just fully whiffs it. Miscalculated
Oh.
how small you are compared to it. It's big. It's very big.
Maybe it's good spider try to give hug instead.
And that's going to bring us to Tazertane with Atwood on deck.
I wonder what will happen if it bites you, Vlad. And then I will. You know what? I'm going to shoot off 2 soul knives at the big boy.
Yeah, get it.
So a regular and a bonus action. Is and it's near somebody, right?
Yes.
It's threatened.
Yeah, get that sweet, sweet additional damage.
All right, so that's 26 and the 10. So 26 probably hits.
26 definitely hits. 10 will miss.
All right. Well, that's still going to be 3d6. Thank you. Sneak attack damage.
Fight, fight,
Oh.
fight.
9, 13 plus 5, 18 points of damage.
Holy snap. Yeah, you take a big chunk out of the big boy. Anything else you'd like to do?
That's it. Just stay away out of melee range.
Shock. You don't want to get real close and hug the spider? So good at hugs.
I could have got armor, but I decided against it.
Classic. That's going to bring us to Atwood with Vlad on deck.
For clarification, I am just restrained around the torso. My face is free.
Your face is free, and you probably have, like, you could maybe get, like, a tiny bit of movement, but you can't really, like, run away. But yeah.
That's fine. She is going to, for her action, since she has her dagger now, kind of start, like, cutting away at spiderweb stuff. And since she has the ability to speak, she would like to cast Bardic Inspiration upon Let's go with Gus.
I was gonna say on the cat.
Honestly.
Cool. Go ahead and give me a dagger attack roll for cutting the web.
Great.
So I think that'll be the easiest way to calculate this.
Okay, so the hit, I guess, is going to be a 9.
Okay. Your knife is real gummed up. You are
Yeah.
not making a lot of progress.
Yeah.
Like you feel like you're almost there. It's not really doing anything right now. It's frustrating.
Kinda...
You got
Have
a real
fun,
bad
Gus.
angle.
Do a good job. Yeah.
Gus, she tells you have fun, do a good job, and you feel somewhat inspired. Very weird. And that's gonna bring us to Vlad with Gus on deck.
Oh, Spider, I don't think you're being so good. So yeah, Vlad is going. Not quite sure what to cast because this thing. I'm gonna start what?
Nothing.
Okay. Yeah, I try to cast this. You might not have effect. I'm gonna try to cast Ray of Sickness and see how it does with poison damage.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Oh, what do I have? Oh, dirty 20.
We'll hit.
Okay. Let's find my 8s here. For 11 points of damage.
The big spider like shudders and kind of just like explodes into a bunch of goo. Just got legs and like
Oh.
Atwood, you are even more sticky and gross now. Unfortunately. And Charlie, you get a little bit of that too on you.
Oh no.
Okay, little spider, see what just happened to mommy.
That's morbid. The little spider, that apparently scared them because the little spiders are still kind of swarming over the three of you who are closer, and they don't hit any of you. Because I rolled real bad. They're clearly scared now of all of you. That brings us to Gus.
Gus will pull out his dagger that he is very uncomfortable holding because he never pulls it out, and just starts to try and cut at the webs around Atwood as well.
Cool. Give me a dagger attack.
Okay, and I'm gonna hold on to this bardic inspiration, so never mind that. Oh god, a 9.
You're also real gummed up. Like you feel like you're almost there, but it's just something about these webs is particularly weird. Maybe it's because the big spider just exploded all over and that's scooping up the works. Who knows? That's gonna bring us to Charlie.
Okay. Charlie, seeing the situation that is going on. Okay. Gonna flip out the hammer for an axe, a little hand axe, and it's just gonna try and cut the Atwood free from the web.
Give me that attack roll. The AC of a spider web is not high, guys. I'm sorry.
No.
You
And now it's stuck on 2 angles.
I was gonna say Atwood. Odds or evens?
Yeah. Oh, farts. Evens?
Evens.
Hope you did not like arm, Atwood.
Charlie is trying really hard to help
Yeah.
you. He fully misses all the spider webs, but he does nick you in the leg, and you're gonna take 2 damage.
Stellar.
Sorry. I was trying to reach, but leg is stuck. Also, perhaps I should help oneself before trying to help others.
Perhaps.
That's gonna bring us back to Tazertane.
I have to make sure that I'm a good distance away from Atwood. Sorry, I've got to throw these at you as I throw 2 psychic blades.
Uh-oh.
Because
And you roll in that one.
We'll see.
Honestly.
It's much better than my melee attack. All right, so the first one is a 19 and the next one's a nat 20.
Both
On
of
the bonus.
those will hit the web and not Atwood.
Did I sneak attack the web?
And I will say, because you're spending both of your attacks on this, that I'm gonna give you essentially like cleave rules of letting the extra damage carry over into the spider swarm, since she is covered in spiders.
Ugh.
All right, well, it's only 10 damage.
10 damage. Well, that's fine, because webs also don't have a lot of HP. Atwood, you are now free, as finally something manages to slice through this goopy web, and a bunch of the plops onto the tiny spiders and kind of smashes a few of them in the process. And that's going to bring us to Atwood. It is your turn. You are free to go to town with Vlad on deck.
I was unprepared, surprisingly. So I am still kind of covered in spiders, or?
Oh yeah, you guys are. You, Gus, and Charlie are just fully engulfed in this massive swarm of tiny spiders.
Perfect. Hate that. We are going to this. Yeah, okay. So she is going to cast Shatter, which will cause a sudden loud ringing noise, and everything in a 10-foot radius is going to have to make a Constitution saving throw in order to not be affected by that.
Right. That's going to be everything except I think except Tazvertane and Vlad. So
sorry, y'all.
So nice knowing you, robot.
Yep, cool. So con save, you said?
Yes.
Charlie's taking more damage from friends than foes.
Same.
I'm just
Are you
remembering
serious?
that
You rolled a
one
one?
time that this killed my paladin from friendly fire. So yep. Okay, so that's a nat 1 for Charlie.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I'll find my worst dice.
Hey, Charlie, let me download your consciousness first.
And that's a 9 for Gus. What was the DC?
The DC is 12.
Okay, I just want to confirm while
I
do.
literally have to
Spider-Man.
roll a 7. Wow. Wow. Wow.
You know, it's fine. Everything's fine. How's that sweet damage?
It's actually not terrible. You guys are taking 7 damage if you are if you failed, and 3
3 if
damage,
you
4
passed.
damage, 3 damage,
3.
whatever.
Oh,
Half. Half. Oh yeah, I told you I got my bad dice out just in case.
Just for you.
I assumed spiders wouldn't do great. So
The spiders did in fact do very poorly.
yeah.
Weirdly, they don't have a lot of constitution because they are tiny bugs. Yeah, you see a bunch more spiders smash, and some of them start kind of scurrying off of you guys. There is a very loud, sharp, unpleasant sound. And then it is actually followed by, you hear some shouting coming from like off on the other side of the building, like kind of back the direction you came from, like somewhere in the garden maybe, or in one of those buildings.
Can we
It's
make
like a-
out what this shouting is?
It's kind of just as like a ah, like almost like a surprised,
Oh,
like
The
something else
gardener is
heard the
back.
sound.
he saw the hole that Charlie dug.
And so perceptive, this whole crew. And that's gonna bring us to Vlad with Gus on deck.
Okay, so where are the tiny spiders?
Everywhere.
Okay, wow.
Mostly on your friends or your party members. I won't use the F word. I don't know if we're at that point yet. I don't know how well we've
Okay.
bonded.
Don't worry, Gus, I got this. And No, Vlad is gonna cast Mage Hand and just try to like smash the spiders on Gus.
Can Mage Hand attack?
Oh, can it? Can it not? Okay, here's the thing. Oh no, it can't. The hand can't attack. That's true. That's true.
I mean, you can still smack him. You're not going to be able to do anything.
No.
You'll just defend Gus.
It might be too
Pick
hard
him up
to
and
give.
shake him off.
It might be too. Yeah, that's true. No, it can't attack. Unfortunately.
If you want to try to like scoop up a handful of spiders, I'll let you do that. But I don't know what you're going to do with them after that.
Oh, let's see. Okay. What am I gonna do? I don't have good like area. Okay. Oh, well, I have my torch. Maybe I'll just light my torch and kind of make my way towards my friends and see if like the fire scares off these little spideries.
All right. Yeah, you start advancing with your torch, and that'll bring us to Gus.
Okay. Okay, sorry. I feel like you just answered this, but where are the spiders exactly?
Everywhere. So it's a swarm of spiders that has flooded out of the building, and they are now all over you, Atwood, and Charlie, and kind of around your feet. And
okay.
Yeah.
Great. I am going to cast Acid Splash. Level, target a second creature in range within the same spell as long as. Okay, no, I'm just gonna cast Acid Splash, and so hurl a bubble of acid. Choose one or two creatures you can see within range. If you choose two, they must be within 5 feet of each other. Target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw. So I'm just gonna like
just fling it into the mess.
Bubble it up in my hand and fling it into the
Yep. That's a save for me? Dex, you said?
Yep.
Surprisingly, spiders are in fact dexterous, so
they beat a 13.
They beat a 13.
Fuck.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Let's see. A bunch of them do seem to be kind of receding a little bit from the fire as it's getting closer. But some of them are still going to attempt to bite you guys. Can anybody hit anything? Gus, you get bitten. You are now going to take that 10 damage that I thought you were going to take earlier. And yeah. And that's going to bring us to Charlie. Your foot is still in the door. You're still covered in spiders.
Covered in spiders, and it's gonna take the hammer and just gonna piston smash everything as much as I can. Squish squash.
Okay.
That's better. That's 25.
I was gonna say, I swear to God, if you roll another nat 1, that will hit. Give me some damage.
And whoop. Another 1 though on the damage, so that's a 5 total. Squish.
Yeah, you're making some headway. Big boy's down, so that brings us to Tazertane.
I'll just throw some more psychic knives.
Knives
at spiders. Ugh. That was not great. That is a 12 and a 16 on the bonus.
Both will hit.
Ooh. Did I sneak attack by any chance?
Yeah. It is impossible not to sneak attack. Your friends are covered in bugs.
Excellent.
Just like using your psychic knives to like carefully cut down. It's like they won't notice me.
So
precision psychic surgery.
17, 22. Sorry, 24.
Yeah, with that, between your knives and the advancing fire, these spiders, just a bunch of them destroyed, and the rest scatter and flee. You're out of combat.
Oh,
Ow, that really hurt. As Charlie like reaches in between some like crevices and just pulls out some dead spiders as it's
you know,
Is
Tazartine,
your
we gave
foot
you
still
bad
stuck?
time about asking about good or bad spiders, but turns out it was a good question.
You know what? Even the small ones were bad.
Okay, well,
Yeah, should we look inside?
Wait, which direction do the spiders go?
They're just
I'm
gone.
gonna
This way.
go on the inside and push. Is your leg still in, or
His
did
leg
you-
is still in the door.
I'm gonna go push his leg out.
Okay,
How are you getting in? Because the doors are like chained together and locked, and currently the only opening is the place where he kicked out and his leg got stuck.
Gotcha. Well, I will then attempt to pick the lock, of course.
okay.
Oh yeah, go for that. Probably should have
Oh.
started with that one, to be perfectly honest.
Ooh,
What? Atwood's gonna slowly excavate now that she's got her dagger out. Slowly excavate the foot.
Yeah,
14 lock.
14 lock?
Unfortunately.
Um,
You know
fa-
what? Hold on, because I think that I can. Let me just look real quick. I think I can actually use a psychic die to add a d6.
Okay. Atwood, go ahead and give me like an attack roll, just like a basic dagger attack roll, to see how long it takes you to excavate the foot.
I just rolled really well now that we're out of combat.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Hold that thought. Let me get to my.
So 19 on the lockpick.
Pops right open like butter in your hand.
All right. And pull the
That'd be a
chains apart.
dirty 20.
Great. So basically, this all kind of happens simultaneously. You pull the chains out and go to open the door that's next to them. Right as Atwood sort of like sticks her dagger in and just takes a whole nother, like just the act of sticking the dagger in, like takes a whole nother chunk out of this fairly rotten door, easily allowing Charlie to pull his foot out. You open the door and you can see the like cindery drag remains of what was once a very massive web that covered the entire narthex of the church that you set on fire with that torch you shoved in earlier and has now burned away. Revealing the inside of what was once probably a very beautiful cathedral and is now really just falling apart, like a lot. There's
Yes.
Yeah.
So now that that's open, I doubt that's where our elf friend went. So perhaps we try the other door.
Let's waste of time then. Okay. How is everyone feeling, by the way?
Oh, fantastic!
well.
Thank you for asking.
Not great.
I do not feel the most optimum.
Okay, we have any remedy for that? Maybe we check infirmary.
We could do that. Maybe we could take an hour, chill out.
I check infirmary, maybe see if healing potion in there.
It's worth a shot.
Okay, also because I hear scream from back there, so maybe make sure it's not Gardner.
oh, by the way.
Also.
Well, I hear a scream pretty normal. It's one of the 4 S's.
Are you guys going to the infirmary?
Yes.
Unless anybody has healing.
I mean, I have a little bit.
I got none. Zilch.
Okay.
Lines about spell slots.
Might be a good idea. Check infirmary.
Yeah, I think we should do that. Meanwhile, I don't have any mass healing anything, which is truly tragic. I have I can use cure wounds.
Cure wounds.
Cure wounds and healing word. for the frailest among us, of which I believe I am one of them.
So you make your way toward the infirmary,
Yeah.
heading back through the little passway you came through back into the garden. You guys see that the door, like the door that would lead you into the kitchen, is like cracked open. You see that little bit of light peering through, and you can kind of see one of the heads of one of the dogs sort of like poked out, like he's like looking around, kind of glances over at you guys, and then just kind of like ducks back in, lets the door fall shut. And you guys head to the infirmary. The door is not locked. You open it up. This space looks like somebody's been through stuff in here. Like it looks like at some point somebody kind of like rummaged through, like cabinets are open, trunks are open. The cots kind of look like maybe they were slept on at some point. Stuff is just a little more in disarray than in the mostly untouched refectory. Can I get some investigation checks?
13.
6.
15.
21.
Okay. You guys start kind of doing what somebody before you seemingly also did, and just kind of pawing through stuff, trying to see if there's anything useful in here. To look at what I've got. Yeah. Gus, you're going through a cabinet and you find what looks like a pretty intact healer's kit in one of the cabinets. Tazertane, you kind of like knock into the side of a box and you hear the sort of like clinking rattle of glass. You dig in, you find a bunch of empty vials, but you also find one healing potion. And then Atwood, as you're making your way over, you see what looks like a pile of kind of like bed sheets, bedclothes, and whatever that were kind of thrown in the corner, like the laundry pile. You're rummaging around in it, and you uncover what seems to be an untouched crate. And when you open it up, you find 3 potions of healing and 2 potions of greater healing.
Amazing. Drinks on me.
That's funny, because I cannot drink. Ha 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 ha.
We saw you drink earlier. You drank
did.
water.
Oh no, I just store it and then finds a glass and then just like it is filtered.
Oh, soda stream, yes.
Doesn't taste like the real
Gus-
thing.
This utility
Gus
robot.
stumbles over to Atwood and just looks at the potion and looks at Atwood and looks at the potion and looks at Atwood and doesn't say anything.
She's just got a bunch of potions. Like, would you like one?
Yeah, I mean, if you're sharing.
I definitely don't need all of these for like myself. I don't even know if these are going to work on.
And he will very selfishly grab one of the greater healing potions.
Yeah. Totes.
Which is
44 plus 4.
44 plus 4. Thank you.
I'll take one of the regs.
Heyo.
Player James is like, I'm not that dumb. Come on. Not ones, please. Not ones. 6 plus 2, so 8.
Beautiful. Yeah, you guys all have a nice little drink. Chill out for a second. Can I also go ahead and get some perception checks while you're in here? Just taking a breather.
12.
16.
7. No, 10. Sorry.
That's a big old 1 for me. My head is face first in that potion.
You are shotgunning a potion
Mm-hmm.
as fast as you can. 100%. You have to be real careful because if you're not, the glass shards get in your mouth, but it's still worth it because it looks very cool. Vlad, you hear a bunch of like murmuring, like quiet talking coming from the next connected room, which would be the big like corner, like the 2-story corner building.
Okay. Oh, hey guys, I think we've got guests in next building.
Are they like the dogs? For if they are guests,
Okay,
they
I'll
might bite
ask.
me.
I'll knock. Hey, in there, are you not mean dogs, are you? Or spider?
I'm gonna ready in action while this is happening to throw knives at any ghosts that come through the door.
Good thing you got the knife ghost pack.
Yeah.
Um,
Does Vlad get a response?
I had to roll. I'm
Okay.
getting there. Sorry, I had to like look at a stat block, which I do have. I just can't find it. There it is. That's the one I'm looking for. Do they? Yes, great. You guys, and you hear the murmuring get quiet, like the talking stops, and you then just get kind of back quiet, like, who's there? Who are you?
Well, I am Vlad. I am just total normal human, just investigating here, and I have fellow adventurers with me.
And a carpenter.
And carpenter / soda stream robot.
Adventurers, adventurers. Oh, thank God. And you see pass through the door a ghost in like ghostly plate mail with a big fuck off sword strapped to her back and like the full armor. Tazartane, you want that knife to go off?
No, I don't. I think I'm gonna abort.
Okay.
Abort.
I will give you the option of
Okay,
being like,
okay.
never mind.
And then Vlad will say, "You look familiar. We meet 200 years ago? I mean, last week, total normal human amount of time."
She tips her head, goes, 200, has it, what year is it?
What is
It
time?
is 1492. As
1492,
all
because
things are, it is 1492.
She just tilts her head and goes, so you've also come to investigate the haunting and look for the missing man.
Mhm.
Ooh, bad news for you. You may be the one haunting. You are a ghost.
Figure out if how aware they are of their she blinks at you and looks down at her hands, and her eyes start to go wide in horror, and a second ghost steps through, this one in long robes, big amulet, carrying sort of a ghostly book, and like puts a hand on the first ghost's shoulder in that way that ghosts can kind of interact with each other, and it's just like, all right, why don't you, and kind of like spins her around and pushes her back through the wall into the other room.
Oh, no.
And he sort of looks up and goes, "It's not your fault. This happens a lot."
That sounds like literal existential crisis.
You are correct. That's exactly what an existential crisis is. Are you? Well, you're not dead, so that's a good sign. You're all
Yes.
right?
So far, yes, we vanquished some spiders in the cathedral.
Oh, did they come back? Those things were very nasty when we fought them. Quite vicious.
Oh, so you're not so lucky with spiders then.
Oh no, it wasn't the spiders that got us. It was the necromancer.
The necromancer?
Yes, the necromancer.
Could you describe this necromancer?
About 6'2", long pale hair, pointy ears, probably an elf, assuming an elf. I try not to make assumptions about people's appearances, but he definitely red, like really sharp cheekbones.
Do they look like this? And Charlie will show up with me.
In a sort of vague, ephemeral sense, sure, yeah, that looks like a person, and this was also a person. Nasty piece of work.
Maybe he's not so good necromancer because you are still dead.
I think he's actually an excellent necromancer because we're dead, but we're here.
Ah, okay.
So,
how long ago did whatever this happen?
63 years? 64 years. Time's a little nebulous.
Did Gisela actually give us a time frame of when this happened?
You spoke to Gisela? The sister?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she also gave us our quest. She seemed quite distraught about the whole situation.
What I say? She's. You know what? I still have signature, even if she's evil.
So,
Did you get any weird vibes off of her? Have you seen her since you've, started living here? Unliving here?
I thought I'd heard her once. Could have been someone else. There's a lot going on here. I don't know how long you've been in the building, but there's just all kinds of stuff happening in here.
There was an earthquake as well.
Oh, yes, that happens with great frequency. That's actually one of the nice things about being a ghost is that we don't feel it anymore because we can just sort of float up, which he then proceeds to demonstrate, lifting himself like about a foot off the ground and then kind of resting back down.
And others have been joining you in this kind of ghostly state for 60 plus years.
Oh, we weren't even the first ones here. When we got here, we also ran into some ghosts of adventurers. There's a lot of us at this point. We sort of have our various corners, varying degrees of awareness. I think I'm probably the most aware one on the grounds currently, at least that I've talked to of late. A lot of them don't realize they're dead, so they just sort of, that standard like following the pattern of something that they did before. A couple of them have just gone full gassed, and it's just the wailing and the horror and all of that.
Does anybody else feel like cannon fodder all of a sudden?
Yeah.
False pretenses comes to mind. Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely got that vibe a little too late, unfortunately. But you're still alive, so good for you.
Gus, you are a ghost detective, yes? How does this resonate with you?
No, he's not a ghost. He's definitely alive. I'm a ghost. He's
No,
more...
he is a ghost detective. He detects ghosts and does the detective work around ghosts.
I'm sorry. As my mother always said, very intelligent, not very wise.
Gus is nodding his head, and finally he goes, I think Tristram is the necromancer.
Oh. Thank you, Gus.
You cracked this case wide open.
Don't worry, this is part of 4S's sarcasm.
Pure pride and joy on his face. Absolutely missing the mark. We are not the first party to be sent here.
Mm-hmm.
The wizard ghost looks you up and down and goes, sorcerer, I see.
I do not understand. I am sorcerer as well.
That's very good for you.
So
I'm sure your parents are quite proud.
Okay, so it looks that we have two options, fellow adventurers. Continue on and perhaps join the fate of these individuals, or leave. Or continue on and destroy the necromancer?
End the haunting.
Okay.
I know my vote doesn't really count, but I would personally love it if you destroyed the necromancer, in addition to the fact that it would release our souls and potentially allow us to leave this place. He's kind of a dick.
Okay. Maybe we write
do
new
what you need to do.
contract with ghosts. How much can ghosts pay?
If you go upstairs, you'll find all of our stuff. You can have, and obviously we're not using it. There's
okay.
a lot of armor, mostly a lot of basic starting gear, but there's some nice stuff, a couple of silvered weapons, a couple of magical weapons. My spell book is probably up there. Obviously this isn't a real one.
Yeah,
I just like the aesthetic. It's a little less intimidating when I show up.
So Vlad will take back the contract that Charlie has. He probably, he'll find the small blank space that's left after the drawing and try to write a new contract with the ghosts.
Okay.
And hand it. Oh, you cannot maybe sign this.
I could I could manifest some ectoplasm onto it or something. Would that be good enough?
Okay, gross, but yes.
Look, I'm working with what I've got here.
Vlad will put it on the table and step back and
There's ectoplasm everywhere.
The wizard ghost sort of looks a little bit embarrassed, and just like you may want to just, this is very embarrassing, I'm so sorry. And then just and this weird greenish black bile just sort of vomits up and then splats onto the paper in a perfect little signature squiggle.
Wow, it's useful.
Impressive.
Nifty.
Okay, we have new contracts now. Yeah.
Would you mind if we maybe went and looked through some of your stuff before we went?
Oh, absolutely. Would you? Yes. Why don't you? If you come in, I'll show you the staircase. Please don't mind the others. They'll, as long as you're with me, they won't bother you.
Fantastic.
He just floats back through the door.
All wizards have wands of fireball, right?
Okay. I hope all these doors are unlocked. We cannot go through doors.
You go to open the door. It is unlocked.
Okay.
It takes you into a big room that is full of chairs and tables with just this massive stone kind of fire pit in the center. This is the calfactory where people would warm themselves. It is meant to be the warmest room in the building. Were the fire going, which it currently is not for obvious reasons. You do see as you come in, there's a cluster of 3 other ghosts over the corner. One of them is the armored woman that you saw, who looks a little bit startled at you guys, but sees the wizard with you and it kind of just returns. And the other 2 are like a big, super burly looking orc dude with a giant war hammer, and a halfling that just mean mugging you guys the entire time you walk by. And the wizard sort of has drifted to the other side of the room, where there is indeed a staircase that takes you up to the 2nd floor, where you find a whole bunch of bunk beds. It's the dormitory. Things are again in a little bit of rummaged disarray, similar to the infirmary, maybe people in the past have been through here. And he floats over. As you're walking by, you see a whole bunch of discarded crap. There's adventuring packs. There's rope where it's frayed and burned in the middle. There's piles of clothing and armor that have been discarded because they're clearly damaged. Empty potion bottles and stuff. But he drifts you over to a corner and goes, we were, I guess, one of the more recent groups to make it into this space, and I think he just dumped our stuff here. So yeah, this pile. Go to town. Help yourself. Basically, you've got 4 basic adventuring kits, so anything you want out of there as far as, extra arrows, extra rope, things like that. But additionally, you will find collectively amongst the bags, you will get 100 gold and 100 silver. You will find a wizard's spell book that has essentially a spread of all math 1st through 3rd level conjuration and evocation spells, and a couple more of the standard utility. If you have questions about anything specific, let me know. There is a ring that looks very fancy and probably magical. And there is an amulet that looks like it is probably a cleric's holy symbol. Seems like someone may have tried to do a similar desanctification like the symbol on the wall had. That doesn't look like it was particularly successful because this amulet still seems pretty clean. It's just a little nicked up.
DH-4L-1 will basically only have interest in the money.
Cool. Oh, sorry. Additionally, there is... Forgot I had to scroll past the page break. There is also a +1 sword, a +1 dagger, and 2 silvered daggers. Amongst the general stuff.
Vlad will walk up and look at the ring. Oh, I love a good accessory. And Vlad's just gonna slip it on his finger. See what happens.
You just feel real good. It's very attractive. It also gives you +1 to your AC.
Hey,
Beautiful.
Useful.
I'll put on the amulet.
Cool. Yeah, you put on the amulet. And again, like there's this like little bit of a sort of warm tingle to it. You feel like you have a great deal more possession of yourself. You have advantage on charisma saving throws as long as you're wearing the amulet.
Gus will pick up the spell book, the wizard's spell book.
Cool.
And start flipping through the pages like he knows what he's reading. But he doesn't really.
Okay,
It's definitely magic. Yeah.
Atwood is going to pick up all of the weapons and offer some of them to Charlie and be like, "You want to do this?"
I do not know how to use any of these. Do I just swing at things?
Kinda. Do you have any like thing that can like shoot stuff, like a little pump action? So you just pop a couple, and she like takes the silver daggers. So you just pop a couple of those in there, and pew.
And like pulls out the like nail gun attachment and be like, I do not know if the daggers will fit in this shooting hole, but I can try.
If you want. She slaps a sword on her back and takes the other dagger.
Cool.
The wizard looks at you, Charlie, and goes, "Well, I think if you just unscrew that panel right there, you could probably just load them from underneath. They should slide through. They're pretty narrow."
They are, but these are, and we'll just open that panel and like comes out like what is it, a little magazine of the nail guns, and there's only one left on the chain or on the thing, and he like tosses that away and then takes out the other pack of nails into the thing, and you hear like a as it just like wraps around into his arm as he pops it in. Yeah, I do not think it will fit in there.
That is quite an impressive advancement in technology since the last time I saw one of your kind. Fascinating.
Yes. My creator is very ingenuitive and will actually tap the little urn that he's been holding on the side of his pouch.
Wizard just sort of nods, like, yes, I see.
That is powered by death.
Well,
I'll take a silver dagger if that's fine.
Would you like this silver dagger?
Oh, there was 2. I'll take the other one.
Yes, there are 2.
Atwood has the other one. Here, you may have it.
Oh, there's a +1
You don't
dagger?
appear to be armed.
There is a +1 dagger and 2 silvered daggers, so we can each get a dagger.
3.
Yeah, I took the normie.
Yeah.
Oh, I
You do
will
not
take.
appear to be armed, Tazertane, so that way you can protect yourself. I do not know how you have survived this long, but hopefully with a dagger you will be able to survive.
Well, because he hides. I see it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
that is smart.
I will take other silver dagger. I mean, sometimes I run into things I don't like that also don't I like silver. I mean, normal things that humans would run into.
So, with yourselves thus equipped, the wizard sort of looks you over and goes, is there anything else I can help you with? Instructions I can give? Anything else you're looking for? I can't get you into where the necromancer is, but I can tell you how we got there. At the very least.
If you can point us to our quarry so we may assassinate him and get all the money.
Yes, good. Well, we found a secret staircase into the catacombs under the altar in the main cathedral. You might have to sort of, if you have the ability to knock, that'll open it. That's how I did it. But you can also just sort of shove it out of the way. You look pretty strong. You could probably just shove it out of the way, pointing at Gus. And yeah, so that's probably be sort of quiet when you go in there. The little cat rat monsters like to try to nip your ankles, and they're very nasty. If you hit one of them, they multiply into more of them. Horrible little creatures.
Is it specific types of damage that split them, or any damage?
Didn't really take a lot of notes at the time. I just noticed that we kept hitting them, and then there kept being more of them.
Hit with a weapon?
I mean, weapons, magic. It didn't always happen, but it happened a lot. Like, more than it should have, because they should have just died, right? Because they're just these little, like cats with, like, creepy goblin smiles. They're really awful.
Okay.
Maybe they could take a nap as well.
Well, you should be able to avoid. So if you cut through the garden, you go up through the east transept, and you stay really quiet in the cathedral. You can probably avoid. You'll avoid the screaming woman. You'll avoid the bats, which are just kind of unpleasant. They're not. They're perfectly normal bats. The will-o-wisps always stay in the graveyard. So yes, just just when you move the altar, move quickly, because sometimes other things come to life and hit you.
Very great. Let's move quickly, quietly, and try and kill this necromancer.
And follow those instructions to a T.
Yes, very good. Sorry I can't help anymore, but I'm sort of incorporeal. Frankly, I'm impressed that I have remained this much of myself for this long, but sometimes the odds are just well in your favor in the grand dice roll of creation, as it were.
Okay, let's go kill Necromancer.
Have fun. Good luck. And if you don't succeed, I'll see you shortly.
Okay, good.
We should hurry, because Vlad said they are sensitive to some sunlight, and it appears that sunlight will be here in about 35 minutes.
Oh no, okay, yeah, well, so let's get this done before that, because I still need time to get back home too.
To what?
Okay.
You guys make your way. I assume you were following the Wizard Ghost's instructions on how to get to the chapel.
Yes.
Yeah, you're able to slip through. The door to the east transept is unlocked. You're able to push in. Let's get some stealth rolls. Since you say you're following the instructions of the ghost, I'm going to assume you're trying to be a stealthy.
Ooh, yikes.
24.
13.
15.
Right?
Be a 7.
17.
How badly did these guys do? Oh boy, howdy. Okay. Yeah, you guys pop in through the east transept, and you're looking. Basically, you've come in from like the sides. You're seeing. You can look across into the. There's a mirroring section across on the other side of the main portion of the cathedral, and as you kind of slide in, peek up, and peer to your right, you can see the altar. Sure enough, it's sitting right there. You can see on the far back wall behind and up kind of above the altar, another one of these like sigils that's been like fully wrecked and kind of disrupted. That probably helped provide part of the protection ward on the space. You also, because you're moving mostly quietly, you do actually see a couple of these weird little like creepy feral cat things like race by like under the pews or something, but they don't seem to notice you. What is more concerning is that as you're moving through and Vlad, you kind of like go to like lean to like reach around and look around a corner or something. You put your hand on like one of these big candelabras, and you just feel it sort of wrap itself around your wrist.
Oh, that is concerning. Guys, I have been trapped by candle thing here.
Atwood is going to go over and try and manhandle it off. Or werewolf handle it off.
Give me a strength check.
10.
10.
Double digits.
You kind of get the drop on the candelabra, and you're able to just kind of like sneak up, and you actually wrench the like, what would it be called, prong, arm, whatever that has kind of put us off. You're able to kind of just like wrench it off of the rest of the base. At which point you see the rest of the base start to kind of like, almost like it's like strange, like it's waking up or something, start to move.
Am I free? Is Vlad free from the candelabra?
You still have a piece of it wrapped around you, but you are not attached to it anymore.
Okay. He'll back away from it.
Feet over to the altar.
Yep.
Yeah,
you dash over to the altar. You can hear more sort of like scraping and weird kind of metallic noises coming from the opposite side as well.
Okay. We listen and say, we don't waste time, remember?
Push it open.
Cool. Give me a strength check.
And how long does enhanceability last for?
An hour.
Oh, hell yeah. Still got that advantage, yes?
I'll say that you're still within the hour. You're not actually as close to dawn as you think you are, but Vlad doesn't have to know that.
So straight up strength?
Strength check, yeah.
Okay, cool. That will be a 23.
Oh, yeah. This is not that hard for you. You just walk, you kind of glance down, you can see the scrape marks on the floor, and you're like, oh, like this. And just fully scoot it. And yeah, sure enough, big old hole in the floor, stone staircase descending down.
Quickly, let us descend before the candelabras and those Cheshire feral cats come after us.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Once we're down there, I'm going. I'll be right with you guys. I'm just gonna be invisible, and I'm gonna turn invisible.
Cool. Tasmanian disappears.
I'm going. If you know what? Fuck it. Charlie is going to close the top of it as everybody gets in.
Sure.
If possible.
Yeah, I'll let you have that one. You were able to move it so easily. I'll say you can kind of just lift it and scooch it. Yeah, you guys are now in the catacombs. It's dark down here, like full dark.
I will
Dark
immediately
vision.
cast
I
light
have dark vision.
on Charlie again.
It's no longer dark in here as Charlie lights up.
Oh,
I do not know how this
Or 20
feature
feet.
works. I will figure it out someday.
Excellent.
I'm going to sneak ahead as far away from that light as I can.
Go for it. Go ahead and give me a sneak, and then also give me a perception.
Oh, uh-oh. Sneak
Womp
is sneak is 12.
Okay.
Perception is 8.
Oh.
I die an invisible, horrible death.
I was gonna say this thing is not proficient in
Oh,
perception.
wait, I have advantage because I'm invisible
Yes.
on the stealth.
Yes.
16.
Okay. Great. Yeah, you're creeping along. You get far ahead. You still know where they are. They're about, 30, 40 feet behind you. Because you can see the glow kind of cast from the edge. What you don't see is what's in front of you as you kind of come around a curve and you trip a little bit. You're able to steady yourself. It doesn't make noise per se, but you kind of catch your foot against the thing you didn't see, which you look down and see a skeleton. And then you look around and you see a lot more skeletons. There's a bunch on the floor. There's some in like niches in the walls. There are clear sections that are these niches that are closed up, and then there are some that look like they have been opened, probably by force. Everything seems kind of scattered and in disarray. Not like proper burials were really happening after a certain point.
And they're not moving?
Nope, nothing's moving.
I'll wait for the group.
Yeah, rest of the group, you all
When-
round the corner and...
Yeah, actually, he didn't say anything, but as soon as Tazartane disappeared, and Vlad will have cast the invisibility so that Vlad could keep an eye on Tazartane. Just, make sure friends not getting into trouble.
That's beautiful. So as you guys are walking along, you see Tazartane like kind of stumble and then stop, like right as he's rounding a corner.
Or Vlad sees that, right?
Yes, Vlad sees that.
Oh, okay. So we catch up.
Yeah, because he's waiting for you. Yeah, you're on the corner, and as this light casts in, you see so many skeletons.
Oh.
Just very many.
Looks like Cousin's place.
Let's get a quick round of perception checks. Perceived in this space yet.
Ooh, 17.
17?
11.
7.
12.
Okay. CH-4LR-1, you are the first one to kind of put it together, and then everybody else sort of gradually notices, and maybe if you point it out, that the skeletons that are tucked into little niches alongside all seem much older. Like they're much more desiccated, dried out. The clothing styles are much older and mostly seem to be kind of like clerical robes and stuff. The skeletons on the ground are mostly unclothed, but the ones that do have little bits of clothing and armor look much newer and much more like you're seeing things like armor, you're seeing mage's robes, you're seeing, an occasional like broken dagger hilt here or like a snapped staff there. Those look more like adventurers' bodies.
I believe this is where some of our ghostly friends have perished.
You also spot, had to double check if it was in this space, and it is. You also spot that, like, in these niches, again, most of them look a lot older. They look very clerical. There is one that sticks out and looks very different because its robes are all very, very pale and they're much cleaner. It's in one of the further niches, kind of toward the far end of this space.
And is it a skeleton or is it
You can't really see. It almost looks more like it's shrouded. Like wrapped and shrouded over the face.
That one looks different, and points over to the pale one. Maybe I should ask it if it has seen Trisham.
Oh, yeah. Or maybe we try this. And then Vlad wants to shoot a crossbow.
Yeah. Does that look less than 60 feet away?
It is definitely less than 60 feet away, and you can certainly shoot a crossbow bolt at. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna soul knife.
Yeah, go for it.
So we're all gonna just shoot at it.
Just go for it. 25 and 21.
Wow.
Those will both hit.
Mine will only be a 13.
That will also hit.
Okay.
Is it sneak attack?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys were stealthy enough.
Need to roll damage?
10, 19 total points of damage. Psychic.
And then 7 piercing.
Whoa, you guys fling. You just
Oops.
as everything goes. Your invisibility drops, Tazarlane. And these knives like shoot in, these psychic knives shoot in, this crossbow bolt sticks in, and basically what happens is the thing sort of like reacts with the impact of the hit, and then is perfectly still in its little niche.
Okay.
Okay, everything's fine then.
Nothing to see here.
Is there any other exits and entrances, or is it closed off?
You can see up kind of in the direction where that is. It looks like this kind of like widens into this larger space, and then it kind of curves. There's kind of a curve around into like another little bit of a tunnel or something.
Alrighty. Shall we continue?
Maybe we should just destroy the skeletons in the alcoves one by one.
Understood. At which point, takes one of the hands and like, kind of like slides it into like the hip socket area and just pulls out which is essentially a sledgehammer. And shall I go?
Yes.
Are you attempting to do this stealthily, or are you guys just going to smash all of the skeletons in this room with reckless abandon?
I
I'm
don't
waiting
know how
for
we.
your directive.
I don't think we can stealthily smash skeletons.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to let you try. It'll just take longer.
But it's clearly a trap. There are dead adventurers in the middle of the room.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I await your directive.
Let's smash.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot at a regular skeleton in an alcove.
Cool. I'm not going to make you guys roll for this because there are a bunch of inanimate skeletons currently, and so you could just go to town.
Oh, good.
Yeah, no, you guys just start. You treat this like a rec room, one of those places where you go to get all your. You just like destroy all of this stuff. Is anybody going to specifically go for the one that you have already shot a bunch? The like odd one out in the niche.
Kind of saving it.
Not
till the
anymore.
end.
Yeah, I think we will wait till we can all like descend on it.
Great.
As one.
Okay.
Cool. You do a pretty good job of just smashing all of these skeletons up. And you save this one shrouded body for last. And as you guys all Scooby-Doo on top of each other and like creep up and approach this thing, you notice that this corpse has a necklace. It's a silver necklace. Kind of a big, chunky looking locket with a motif of intertwined branches.
Oh,
Oh,
it's like
boy.
Gisella's necklace.
Blah. Is there enough of the skeleton left to tell if it's maybe a 6-foot-ish tall elfman?
You'd say this could probably be like a, 5'11", 6-foot tall elven person. Or some other humanoid, but like the robes and everything kind of look like they might belong to an elven scholar.
Y'all, this ain't good. We found our boy. That means we're not
Okay,
gonna
well,
go kill the boy.
contract number 1 done already.
We get money. Yay. Shall I carry the bones with me?
I think we could probably just Atwood's gonna take the necklace off as just like proof and shove it in a pocket.
Atwood, as you go and you're rummaging to
Too
take
late.
the thing off, you knock the sort of like shroud cloth kind of back from the face. And this is definitely a female body.
Looks like Gisela, I assume.
It does, in fact.
Yeah.
A very
Oh.
well preserved Gisela, but also
Okay.
very dead.
So we were talking to ghosts before, maybe.
Ghost.
We have actually
Some
contract with
ghost
2.
detector you are, Gus.
Gus, under his breath, goes, I knew it.
Guys, I don't think Gisela was going to have coffee, actually.
I mean,
A nightmare.
pretty fast.
It's 2 of you.
Charlie, because I'm going off of the checks from earlier, you hear, now that you guys are up closer to this other tunnel, you hear voices coming from down this tunnel. You can't really make out words yet, but it sounds like 2 voices, and it sounds like a sort of heated conversation happening.
There are 2 voices down below. Fortunately, I do not have to dig for these ones. Shall we go and excavate them?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully one is necromancer, then we can complete second contract.
And so far, Vlad, you are still 0 deaths. You are still doing well. Good job.
Okay, yeah, but you know, necromancer is a villain, so that won't even count as civilian death.
Very good. You will still be at 0.
Okay.
You are meeting your goals. I am trying to be a helpful robot.
Okay.
Are you pumped? Are you pumped? Are you doing well?
I'm gonna hide and sneak and
Great.
start my way down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and give me that stealth check, just because I want to see how we're going. Jesus frickin'.
20, dirty 20.
Yeah, you're invisible. I mean, not literally, but like metaphorically. You might as well be invisible.
Just like junior high.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. Tazartane, you head down first, and you get all the way to kind of the next place, like the next kind of chamber that opens up of these things. And you see kind of probably what everyone was expecting to find at some point with the information you have now, which is the big stone room with weird arcane runes and sigils drawn on the floor. There's braziers of fire. It is the most stereotypical I'm forming a magic circle to summon the dead looking space you can possibly imagine. Like, whoever designed this went for every single trope of the book. There's like a row of skulls like love lining the walls. It is the most classic.
It's Wooya.
Yeah, and then you see an 8-year-old boy and are very confused. No, who you actually see in this thing is you see a very elderly elven man, still sharpest of cheekbones, long kind of white blonde hair. You'd say looks like a much older version, maybe, of that portrait you saw in the locket. Who is in like very classic, he's got like kind of like the podium looking thing with the big book spread out, and he's like, you know, flipping through pages and looking for little components on these tables and in these bowls kind of around him. And kind of floating around after him as he goes about this business is the woman that you know as Gisela, sort of hovering about a foot off the ground, sort of tailing him. And they're clearly in the midst of an argument, as you can hear her now saying, "No, but I did exactly what you said. You said the last time was the last time, and I told them to come here. They've got to be around here somewhere. You promised you'd take me home. When are you taking me home?" And he just kind of keeps batting her away, like, "Shut up! Not now. I'm busy. Can you not see that? Would you stop interrupting? You get like this. Just go somewhere else." "Well, where else am I supposed to go? I can't go anywhere else." As they're kind of having this.
Vlad wants to have snuck down there as well.
Yeah.
Yes, and I am also going to psychically call out to Atwood using one of my psychic whisper things. And I'm going to say, "Oh, they're down here. We should ambush them." Necromancer.
Yes. Atwood will relay that information to whoever is still nearest her and get everybody on the sneaky train downstairs.
Affirmative.
Yeah.
Cool. One of you roll a group stealth check to expedite this, because we are going to slam through whatever these shenanigans
Vlad
are.
already rolled a dirty 20.
Great. We're going to take
Oh,
that.
perfect.
You guys are silent as the grave that you're hopefully about to make for this necromancer. And you all make it to where Tazartane is, and you can kind of like pop, peer around and see this argument happening between this elderly elven necromancer and his ghostly sister.
Hey guys, sunlight is here so fast, so let's just attack, okay?
Yes.
Cool. You're getting a surprise
Oh,
round because they're very distracted by this argument. Do you want to roll initiative, or shall we just keep it from before?
I'd like to roll initiative because
Right.
mine is ass.
Yeah,
mine
it was kind of
sucks.
garbage
Yeah.
last time.
24.
Ooh, dirty 20. Oh,
19.
Ooh,
17.
okay.
22.
Okay.
Much
Thinking
better.
of that. What did you get, Gus?
19.
Ironically, you guys are in the exact same order. You just all rolled much higher,
Nice.
which I am delighted by.
That's so funny.
That's important.
Oh wow. Okay, well, that's unfortunate for me. Yeah, y'all are gonna be able to surprise these guys a great deal. Tazertane, you are first with Atwood on deck.
Right. Oh no. That is a 10 and a 17.
The 17 will hit.
Which is unfortunately the bonus attack. For 9 points of damage. Oh, but it's sneak attack. I'm assuming.
Oh, he's absolutely surprised. They have rolled bad perception checks anyway, but they also had to do it at disadvantage because they were arguing, so they were distracted. So yeah, he has no idea you're here.
17 points of damage.
Holy crap. Yeah, you zing him hard in the back, and he whirls around and starts looking for where the hell that came from. That'll be Atwood with Vlad on deck.
Atwood is going to cast Cloud of Daggers.
Okay.
So there's now daggers spinning around our lad out there.
Cool.
He takes 44 slashing damage whenever he enters the spell's area.
Cool. So I'm assuming you cast it like on him, so if he moves, he'll take.
Yes.
Great.
If he adjusts, he's screwed. And I believe he also gets it at the start of his turn. So
Yeah, I believe you are correct. Cool.
Wait,
That's.
Is there any effect if other people hit?
I think it's concentration.
yeah. No, you're fine. Because
So yeah,
Okay.
you can do whatever you want.
It's
You
fine.
go
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
on this guy.
Cool, cool.
there's just knives floating around him now. It's chill.
Yeah, he looks around. You do see the very startled ghost Gisela just like poofs and then reappears like on the other side of the room. As these daggers appear, she's just like, "What's happening?" And she's also now frantically looking around, trying to figure out what's going on. That's gonna be Vlad with Gus on deck.
Okay. Vlad is just gonna say, Gisela, just because you find him, we still win contracts because we find him too. And then she's going to, or he's gonna cast Ray of Sickness at 2nd level.
Okay.
And hopefully it hits.
I was
Oh, probably no, only a 12.
That, you know what? I was wrong. That will hit, and Taz, you need to roll your damage for that 12. That 12 does hit. From
All
earlier.
right.
I apologize. So,
Cool.
Hey, squishy wizard.
11.
Squishy Wizard, who didn't know he needed to cast Mage Armor because he didn't know anyone was here.
Speaking of which, the sun is only 10 minutes away.
Okay, I'm using one of my meta magic or my sorcery points to
Right.
reroll one of my damage. Okay, so that would be a total 15.
Okay, 15. And sorry, and what was the additional from yours? Taz?
11.
Jesus Christ. Cool.
Poor
Yeah.
old man.
This again, he was caught fully unprepared. That's gonna be Gus.
Okay, I just want to be very clear. Because I have this spell book, I can use any spell between levels 1 and 3 that are conjuration spells.
Conjuration and evocation, yeah. Yeah, I'm doing fudgy spellbook rules here because it's way cooler if you can just use them.
Yeah.
So
I will cast Sleet Storm.
great.
Storm.
In a 20-foot tall cylinder with a 40-foot radius centered on this wizard.
Great. Is that a saving throw from him, or is that
When a creature enters the spell area for the first time, it must make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
On a failed save, it falls prone. So,
Great.
so basically,
So
my whole
whenever
goal
he
is
has
just
to move, yeah.
really slowly. Yeah.
Yeah. No, so I will add that to my stack of the daggers for things he has to roll when it gets to his turn. If he even gets one, which he might not at this point, honestly. And that's going to bring us to the robot.
All right, CH-4RL-1 is going to with his sledgehammer, aka Warhammer, is going to go into the sleet storm, sees Gisela. It's like, I have found your brother. I will bring him to you. Go after him. Do I have to make a dex saving throw?
You do have to make a dex saving throw. You also are going to take 4d4 flying plus 4d4 dagger damage.
The dexterity saving throw is what I'm most worried about. Here we go. Because I could shoot a nail gun at disadvantage.
You do you. Charlie, you do
Make
you,
your
man.
choice.
5.
Here's the thing, though. You feel like that should have failed, and somehow it doesn't, as you feel this warm radiance sort of fill you, which feels very weird. Not sure where it's coming from. The rest of you see Charlie, who is already glowing, starts glowing more, but it's like a different kind of glow. You will still take 5 points of damage from the daggers.
And how much from Sleet Storm?
0.
Oh. Interesting. Okay.
Don't worry about it. Keep going. Make your attack.
Charlie's gonna charge in and just with versatile just smack the old guy straight in the face.
Great.
For
Did you roll to hit?
Oh yes, thank you.
I mean, he's really easy to hit. He's very crunchy. But
20, unnatural.
Yeah, that'll absolutely. Yeah, cool. Does he even get a turn?
So 7 damage straight through.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Is he still up?
I'm doing some math. Hold on.
Because I will action surge.
Oh yeah. Action surge.
He is barely hanging on.
Action
do
surge.
it.
I will action surge and I will do the reverse. The hammer came before the nail, and I will do a nail gun to his head.
Then will you say dodge this?
For some reason, an Austrian accent comes out of Charlie. Dodge this. Kadoosh.
Right.
Oh, that was a 15.
Yeah, that hits.
Or do I get something that's not a 1?
He's snapping so hard trying to activate his mage armor, and he just keeps getting
2.
hit.
I do 6 damage of nail gun straight to the head.
Nice.
Yay!
And you watch as this very startled necromancer just crumples to the ground, not even getting a chance to get it off. He did not have a lot of HP, which is depressing for me.
Yeah.
As you guys just fully annihilate this guy.
And the moment he
Wow.
pops on the ground, I will grab him by the scruff of his collar and just drag him over to Gisela.
God.
Is she still
I
even here?
definitely think any
she's still
death
here.
saves that he might have had went away with the sleet storm and the daggers.
What actually takes them away is the fact that, like, as you hold it up, you see Gisela just kind of like look at you guys, and then she just like shoves her hands into his body
Dang.
and kind of almost looks like she's like reaching in and like, you know, reaches through him a little bit and then just yanks him out. There's a little bit of a shudder. He flops still. And then she just kind of looks at you and goes, "Thank you, I think. I don't suppose any of you might be willing to take me home now."
Well,
At which point you hear from behind you down the hall, "Yeah, I'll take care of it. Y'all should be getting going. That one's gonna need to get out of here before the sun rises." Jesus Christ, if I'd known he was so easy to find, I could have gotten down here myself if I'd have just known where the fucking door was. As you see the groundskeeper with his holy symbol hanging and his like big cleric's warhammer strapped to his back walk in. "Y'all should get going."
Okay, Gisela, we send you Bill.
I need that payment as soon as possible. I am trying to go to the beach.
Gisela just points, and as you guys are turning to walk away, you do see like over under the podium where the spell book was is just like a purse, like a giant purse. She just kind of points.
Hey.
Yoink.
And that'll be enough money for you to do whatever you want because you have successfully made it out of the haunted cathedral
Yes.
with only a bare minimum of hand waving.
And 0 civilian death this time.
From you guys, yes.
Yeah.
0 civilian death from you guys.
Many ghosts, not civilians.
Can't wait for next performance review.
Ran it up to the wire, but thank you all for being here. Thomas, we got any sign out?
Sure, we do. Thank you, Gamehole Con. Thank you, Casey. Thank you for having us. It's been fantastic. We are Quest and Chaos, along with the Torpid Gaming Network, doing fun stuff, streaming all the time. Be sure to follow us on the socials and here over on our Twitch channels and our YouTube channels. And coming up next, there is a show at 6 p.m. Central, so very shortly. And that's it from us. Anything from anyone else?
Charlie is just on a coach off to the beach and is going to pat the urn and just say, "We are on our way to the beach."
Oh.
Let's all go to the beach.
Everybody goes to the beach. Well,
Entertain's got a Speedo. It's going to be fantastic.
thank you all for playing. Thank you, GameholeCon, for having us. Come catch us at twitch.tv/Torpid Network and twitch.tv/Quest and Chaos, and stick around for the next show for GameholeCon. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.